Alrighty, thank you. We're welcome. This is Casey Lux. I'm joined again by Skip Newton. We are here at Eagan at the Wildcat Park for a hot day today on a Saturday. The annual jaunt from up north down to the Metro for Grand Rapids. The Thunderhawks are taking on Eagan Wildcats. This has been a thing now, Skip. I was telling Skip here earlier, Coach Butler's been the head coach for Eagan for 8 seasons. Obviously, the COVID season didn't play, so it's technically his 7th season. And all 7 seasons, we've had Grand Rapids on Saturday, the 3rd Saturday in April, and this tends to be also the Eagan Baseball Association, Eagan Booster Club Benefit Day. So welcome in, Skip. How we doing?
Yeah, thanks, Casey. I'm doing great despite the weather. I think there's not a finer situation for baseball anywhere in the Arctic Circle.
Absolutely.
So this is ideal. But, you know, it's an interesting rivalry, right? Like you said, They've been doing this for 7 years, and you wouldn't expect that. But, you know, something like this, it just sort of starts, and then it becomes a tradition.
Right.
And, you know, we're far enough in where people don't even remember how it started. But I like it. I think it's a lot of fun, and it's great to get so many people here.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see Coach Butler there for a second. We'll introduce the teams and the coaches, but as we said, we are in the elements. We're roughing it here today, as well as the camera crew, and we're going to be giving a lot of shout-outs for them for being out in the elements today. 32 degrees, 14-mile-an-hour northwest winds. So when you're watching the game today, as you can see the flag, it's going to be kind of running from left center out to right. So Eagan doesn't have the most lefties to try to, get a Wildcat jack over that short right field park, so we'll see what Grand Rapids brings. I don't think it'll be as far as an issue, though, as far as, trouble for infielders or outfielders on, normal pop flies, so per se.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we were here doing the opener and felt like it was breezier that afternoon, late afternoon. There was some trouble on the infield pop-ups where it made it interesting, especially on the shortstop, Ryan Eckerly, but he made some great catches. But I don't think that'll be the case today. I think it's a great point.
Yeah, absolutely. So head coach is Steve Butler for Eagan. He's assisted by the pitching coach, Luke Degermont, and then his assistant coach is Zach Walls. And then for the visiting Thunderhawks of Grand Rapids, you got Bill Kinnunen. He's been there all 7-8 years that I've done these games. And then his assistant coach is Greg Tula. So I am interested. I was talking to Skip before as well, and I am interested to see kind of what this Grand Rapids squad looks like. They did go to state in hockey, so there might be some familiar names that were on that hockey team as well. But the tough thing, as we were talking before, is being up that far north, is that they just don't get out on don't get out in practice, don't get out on the field. This year's different, but I think it was last year, 2 years ago, when they came down and played against Eagan. They literally had one outdoor practice before that first game of the season.
That's a challenge. It reminds me of soccer in Minnesota, where you get these clubs that are practicing indoors all during the winter, late fall, early spring, and then they go do these tournaments in Las Vegas or California or Florida, and they're playing against teams that have been playing outside for months, and they're like, yeah, we haven't even sniffed real grass. It makes a huge difference.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you noticed before too, we got a little bat boy today. Coach Butler's son Carson is getting his first duties today at the bat boy. I got a special heart for bat boys. I was a all-conference bat boy as a kid for many years down at New Home Cathedral. So I keep an eye on. I like to critique the bat boys because it's an important job. You also got to stay out of everybody's way, right? So. Alrighty, so we got the Eagan defenses coming out. We're going to give you a rundown of what Eagan's looking like here today. Out in left field is going to be Brody Yell. Oh, yeah, actually, there we go. We got the graphic for the batting lineup. Skip, why don't you run us through the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks lineup?
Yeah, leading off and pitching, Nolan Svatos at second base, batting second, Caleb Gunderson. Batting third, Klaus Jones. He's playing, my guess is that's third base.
Yep, third base, yep.
Kyler Miller batting cleanup is the shortstop. At first base, batting fifth, Dom Broberg. Catching today, Jack Gorski. Batting seventh, Sam Dick. He's out in right field. The center fielder, Davin Kinkle bats eighth. And then ending the lineup there, batting ninth, Ari Lampa playing left field.
Yep, and then I'll just say too that it's Jack Garski, so it's an A, not an O, which is fine. Maybe my handwriting wasn't the easiest to read, but we'll make sure that we make that change. Pitching today for Eagan is Brandon Maedeman. And I'll give you some stats here on Brandon here in a second. So Brandon wasn't on varsity last year. This will be his second outing of the season. And at the same time, he did an excellent job with the first game of the year that Skip and I called. That was his first ever varsity outing. He did give up a few runs. I think a few might have been unearned, but so actually this is his third appearance of the season, but this is his first start. So we get to see kind of how long he can handle that pitch count as well as that Thunderhawks lineup, and then also see if that can also help out and not have to dive into the relievers in the bullpen too early. I'll give you the outfield. Across the outfield is going to be Brody Illa, the sophomore out left. Tate Gage, the junior in center. Matt Cunningham, senior in right. Theo King at third. Ryan Eckerly is at short. Will Mitchell at second. Tony Havari and then at first, and then Brandon Lundenborg is at catcher, and then Maedemann is our pitcher. So we're going to jump right into it here. We got the leadoff hitter, which is the pitcher today, Nolan Savatos. A lot of familiar names for me, Skip. As I said, almost all these guys were here last year, so I think they were a pretty young team last year. First pitch by Maedemann is a strike on the inside corner low. Want to live down there today, especially in the cold. Want to have quick innings, right, Skip?
Yeah, it's important for pitchers to throw strikes today. Normally, that's an important thing, right? You want to throw strikes, get ahead of the batters, but especially on a cold day, you don't want your guys standing out in the outfield really long and just standing around getting colder and colder as they do nothing.
Exactly. No, absolutely. Gotta keep moving. Gotta keep the game moving. Gotta throw strikes. Fastball is out, so 2-1 is our count. Looks like we have a little scoreboard malfunction, so we're going to have to maybe stay on top of it here, Skip.
As we always do.
Absolutely.
As we always do, Casey.
Absolutely. We get paid a lot, to stay on top of these things, right? That's a joke for some people, probably back in the truck. They get it. Alrighty, the 2-1 pitch in there for a strike. But one thing that, Skip and I were talking about, it was, on that first game, against Prior, I think it was Prior Lake, right, that we called that the first opener? Yeah, the Lakers. It was impressive to see Jackson Tasalis as well as, Brandon Maedemann. I mean, you have to also remember it's a big step, right, from JV to varsity, right? And some kids, have nerves and can handle it, and some kids it takes them a little while to, understand what works, what pitches work, how they can actually, get guys out at the varsity level. And that fastball is going to be up for a ball, so he's going to walk Savatos, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Caleb Gunderson. So it went full count. Looked like he's trying to kind of establish the fastball, so it's heavy fastball there early. If I remember correctly, he's kind of the fastball, curveball, changeup pitcher is Maedemann. Havari at first holding on Savatos. The bunt is a protective bunt that was fouled away.
Thought I heard the ping of the bat, so
yeah.
It should be a strike, right?
Yeah. He was trying to pull it away, but there was a high fastball inside. So now, is that intimidating anything to the batters with the ski mask on to stay warm as a pitcher?
I was going to mention that earlier. He does have the intimidation factor going, and I like it. What would really be intimidating is if they get like an 85-degree day and he's still wearing it.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, all you can see is his eyes right now, right? So. All right, second pitch to Gunderson. This curveball gets away from Lundenborg. That's going to send Zavatos down to second. Throw down to second is going to go to center field, and that's going to send Zavatos to third. And not the way that Eagan wanted to start out. Thunderhawks. I got to make sure I say Thunderhawks, not Thundercats. That's a cartoon in the 80s for all those around our age, right? But the Thunderhawks were willing to give Eagan an out there, obviously, to bunt him over. And instead, a pass ball and throwing error sends him all the way to third. So, 1-1 count. Maedemann on the mound, trying to get through it here. Fastball in there for a strike. So he just has to do his job, right, Skip? Just got to throw strikes and then obviously hope that the defense behind him does their part.
Yeah, he needs to bounce back from the pass ball and error. Forget about the guy and just focus on the runner right now.
Yeah.
Or excuse me, on the batter.
Absolutely. And we get our first foul tip off the umpire's face mask. Billy Ryan behind the plate today. He's a Concordia alum. Guy that Coach Butler and I know well. Does a lot of games in the South Suburban. Does a nice job. So 1-2 count. Gunderson at the plate. 32 degrees. And we'll hope that wind just dies down. I think we'll feel a lot warmer if the wind is gone, right?
That would be nice. Yeah, we'll take whatever we can get. I mean, the upside is it's not raining.
Right.
So we're hopefully didn't just curse the rest of the ball game there.
Well, and at this point, I think it would be snow, right?
Yeah, it's a fair point.
Fastball on the outside corner for the first strikeout of the game for Maedemann. He's going to bring up Klaus Jones, the third baseman. Savato's still at third. He reached on a walk, scooted over to second on a pass ball, went to third on a errant throw from the catcher, Lunenborg. Heater in there for a strike. So Maedemann settling in nicely after going to a full count and walking Savatos as the first at bat, Grounder to second, big hop, gonna go to one. Flips it over there as Mitchell to Havare. Thunderhawks get on the board, but at the same time, Maedemann does his job, and now quickly 2 outs, right, Skip?
Yeah, it was a nice hop up there, but the ball was not hit super hard. Really tough to make that play at home. I think he made the right decision. Get the out at first.
Yep.
Now you've got 2 outs, nobody on. Let's just get out of the inning.
Exactly, right? Because you don't get the out at home. Now you got a guy at first. There's still 1 out. Curveball. The hook comes in there for a strike. 2 down here in the top of the first, and this is Kyler Miller, the shortstop. Fastball, grounder, Eckerly, big hop, relay to Havare in time. So Maedemann does an excellent job as the Thunderhawks get 1 run on no hits, 1 error, and nobody left on. We'll be back in 60 seconds for the bottom of the first inning here at Eagan.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut, the one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
How you holding up? Nothing wrong with getting help.
If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence?
Now you need my help.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Donating pet food can keep families together. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
Bottom of the first, Grand Rapids struck first. Savatos, who's the pitcher, got on a walk, went over to second on a pass ball, went to third on that same play on an errant throw, and then came in on the sacrifice grounder by the third baseman, Klaus Jones. So they're leading 1-0. So Skip, take us through the Eagan lineup.
Yeah, leading us off, we got Tate Gage. He's playing center field. And right field, Matt Cunningham. Shortstop, Ryan Eckerly. Brandon Lunenborg catching and batting cleanup. Tony Havare, first base. Theo King, third base. Joe Anderson, DH, batting 7th. Brody Illa in left field, batting 8th. And then finishing up the lineup, Will Mitchell, the second baseman.
Perfect. And as you may notice too, Skip, Eagan, they're going some new mojo. They must know that I'm a big Irishman. They're coming out with the brand new green hats today.
I like
they're
it.
Busting them out with some new uniforms too. So they are taking advantage of the Eagan Baseball Association Booster Appreciation Day today. Wonderful crowd, I will say that. If at some point if the cameras pan around, it is 32 degrees. But at the same time, we have a full house. And that's a beautiful thing. So, as we said, pitching is Nolan Savatos, and he's the leadoff hitter that came around and scored. On the season, I believe the Grand Rapids is 0-1 in their conference, 1-2 overall. Eagan still looking and lurking for that first win of the season as they are 0-5 in the South Suburban Conference, playing a non-conference game today. So, leading off is going to be the center fielder. He's a junior, Tate Gage, number 5. Does an excellent job out in center. Savatos looks like he's going to try to throw some off-speed early and often here today, Skip.
Yeah, it was a big, slow curve. Got too far inside.
So the 1-0 pitch. Swung on, popped down the line until it's going to be out of play. As we mentioned earlier, head coach for the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks is Bill Kinnunen, assisted by Greg Tula. Savato's third pitch of the inning popped up. It's going to be caught by the second baseman, Gunderson. I thought for a split second there, Skip, that there was a chance that might be the old infield dinker for a hit, right?
Needed to bounce that one off the plate first, and then that's
Right.
exactly what it would have been.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, just got there in time to the second baseman, Gunderson.
I know these guys are young, but I think that, in a cold game like this, it's just that first movement. You just, I think, as an infielder, especially as an infielder, as an outfielder too, I mean, you want the ball hit to you if you're a competitor, right? I think on a cold day like today, you're like, give me something early, right? Because then I can start moving, get my legs moving, I get some, blood flowing a little bit.
Yeah, the worst thing is just standing around. Again, we talked about it in the top half of the inning. Throw strikes is so important for the pitcher.
Absolutely. The big changeup by Savatos, and this is Matt Cunningham, the senior. He's playing out in right field. A versatile player is Cunningham. Last year saw some time at shortstop and second, as well as he pitched at an inning or so. Foul balls down the line, going to be foul. And then this year he's played primarily second, and then also now playing some right field today. So as we talked about before too, Skip, I mean, position flexibility I think is something that we're starting to see more and more in the youth and high school level, and not pointing and putting a kid curveballs in there for a ball, not pegging a kid as only a right fielder at a 10, 11, 12-year-old age, right?
Exactly. You want him to continue to develop all over the field, and it gives the manager options.
Savato's got the dirty changeup working early on here today. So that'll be a big key for Eagan is if they can obviously pick and choose and obviously look for that changeup or be jumping on the fastball first off. So we got out in left field today is Sam Dick for the Thunderhawks. Center is Kinkle, right field Lampa. It goes Broberg, Garski, Miller, Jones across the infield. Gunderson's at second, and I believe it is Garski is doing the catching. Okay, so we got the lefty now is batting is Ryan Eckerly, the shortstop senior. So a little lefty-lefty matchup here. But yeah, I think with how strong his changeup is, and it's such a big difference in speed, right? Because he's kind of going slow, and then even slower. It'll be interesting to see kind of how Eagan adjusts, right? Do they look for that changeup, and try to jump on it early in that bat? Or they kind of say, hey, let's get that first fastball that we see of that bat to crank up. Savato's throwing strikes off to a nice start. And it kind of seems to me, Skip, too, that he kind of has two different speeds on his curveball as well.
Exactly, yeah. He definitely is mixing up the speeds well. We'll see how the batters can adjust.
And there he gets a strikeout on another curveball. So Eagan goes down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We'll be back in 60 seconds for the top of the second inning between Grand Rapids and Eagan here at Wildcat Park.
Wash your hands. Scrub them while you sing this song. Wash. Rub your hands and fingers and the places in between. Using soap and water makes your hands so clean. Wash your hands. Great job, you're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now dry.
Wash your hands for 20 seconds, just like Elmo.
Fostering a pet for a friend or neighbor can keep families together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
All right, now we do get a little pan of our packed house here today, right, Skip? People,
Looks nice, yep.
I think they look warmer than maybe the temperatures providing. I think everybody's kind of settled in, right? They know. If you lived in Minnesota long enough, you know that you're going to have some games in the 30s and 40s, sometimes even into May.
Yeah, especially if you've been, watching these kids as they've been growing up playing ball since they were, 5, 6 years old, right? You've experienced plenty of cold spring baseball games.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Lovely crowd here today. All in between some innings, I'll be going over some of these sponsors and boosters to thank those that do great job here at Eagan to help support the youth all the way up to the high school squad. Stepping in though for the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks is going to be the first baseman, Dom Broberg. And as we said before, Madiman with a nice first inning. There's a fastball, hot shot. It's going to be a two-hopper over to Eckerly. Comes in, his throw is plenty of time to Havari, and Havari applies the tag. One pitch, one out. Nice job by Eckerly coming in, charging on that slow roller.
Yeah, he played that really well. The throw was on the home plate side of first base. Nice job down there by Havari making the tag in plenty of time.
Yeah. And he had plenty of time. I thought, for a slow roller, I thought maybe it might be a bang-bang play. Fastball just missed it on the inside low. This is going to be the catcher, Jake Garski. I thought there might be a bang-bang play, but obviously the one thing I've been impressed with Eckerly at short is he has a very strong arm for a shortstop, which we saw was evident, in the first game that we did and the other games that I've seen here at home while I've been doing the PA announcing. So he handles that position well. 1-1 count, one down. Curveball skips. Nice pickup by Lunenborg. Got to keep that umpire clean today too, right?
Exactly. You don't want to make an enemy of that guy standing behind the home plate.
Absolutely
that's for sure.
not. Absolutely not. 2-1. Fastball low. So Madiman's obviously trying to have another quick inning, be similar to what Savatos did, 3 up, 3 down. 3-1 count, trying to stay away from his second walk of the day. Heater in their first strike. As we mentioned earlier, this is Brandon's first start of the season. This is his third appearance. And then this year's his first year on varsity. 3-2 pitch, foul back. As Garski's doing his best here to keep fighting off the fastballs. It'll be interesting to see if he comes back with a heater against Skip, or maybe now it's time for some off speed. Fastball low and is outside. So second walk of the game. Garski travels down to first. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Sam Dick.
Yeah, that one just got away from him there. Unfortunately, once again, the base on balls, hopefully that doesn't come around to haunt the Wildcats here, as they already gave up one in the top half of the first inning as a result of a leadoff walk.
Yep. Curveball in there for a strike, so Madiman starting to work in his off speed here as well with his fastball, as he's been doing a better job here in the second inning already, even locating that fastball early and often, but comes in with a first pitch curveball to Sam Dick, the left fielder. Another lefty here as this one's popped down the line. It's going to be a long John for Illa, and it's just going to get over the fence. Illa in left, Tate Gage in center, Matt Cunningham in right, and we have about 14 mile an hour, what was it, southwest or was it northwest? So, southwest winds, I believe?
Yeah, I believe it was southwest.
Yeah, so
it feels north.
Yeah. As long as we don't feel it.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's going across, basically going from left center to right field. So we'll see if that comes into play. It's kind of been hit or miss, though, at the same time. 1-2 count, one down. Garski at first, reached on a walk. So far, Madiman has just given up the 2 walks, no hits here early on. Ball hit to Eckerly. Eckerly's relay to Mitchell. Mitchell to Avare, not in time, but they did get the lead out. Garski retired at second. Nice, a nice relay, a nice play. Just need to be hit just a little bit harder, right? Obviously, for it to be a double play ball.
Yeah, and Eckerly did a nice job as he started to lose his footing right as the ball was getting to him, but he stuck with it and got the out at second. So it was important out there. They couldn't quite turn the double play, but at least they got that second out.
Yep. I'll never fault a second baseman for just, catching it and getting that lead out and not trying to rush his throw. And, then you have to leave it up to the umpire's decision if it's a transfer or if he never really caught it, right? So just get the out, and if you can get the second out, that's a plus, right? Even the big boys in the majors don't always turn the most routine double play balls, right? So, it's hard to expect it on the high school level
Exactly, and I remember growing up watching baseball, and those guys in the major leagues wouldn't even come close to second base, and they've clamped down on that in the last few years, which is nice to see. It's like, all right, this was getting to be a little outrageous.
Yeah, the phantom foot, 100%. 1-1 pitch is a curveball that's low, so 2-1's our count. We have Sam Dick at first, and the hitter is Devin Kinkle, and he's the left fielder today for the Thunderhawks. Now, Thunderhawks, that is the new name of the North Dakota University of North Dakota, I believe. Pop-up hit to Eckerly, and that's going to retire the inning. So, for Grand Rapids, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on. We're going to stay here. I'm going to give a quick rundown, if we can. Maybe we're going to send it. Yeah, we're going to stay here, and I'm going to give a quick rundown of some of our sponsors that we wanted to thank. Bridget King does an excellent job as the vice president of the Baseball Association. So she passed along some information, if I can find it on my chart here, of some people that we wanted to thank for all their work that they do for Eagan baseball. So we got Diamond Sponsor. So these are the high club sponsors. We got Waldelin Jewelers. We got Juniors Cafe. We got Rami Q Ray, the Urgency Room, U.S. Bank, Chick-fil-A, Escape Travel, Escape With Us Vacations, Minnesota Orthodontics, Bale Bonds Doctor, Eagan Hockey Association, Eagan Football, Park Dental Eagan, Minnesota MASH, just bear with me, we got a couple more, Taco John's, You Pull Our Parts and AAA Auto, Affinity Plus Credit Union, Paradise Car Wash, John Mulkern Real Estate, Urban Escapes, Eagan Arms Public House, Bay and Bay, Raising Canes, DG Welding and Manufacturing, Dairy Queen, Lakeside Orthodontics, and Twin Cities Orthopedics. Did you catch all those, Skip?
I did. I was reading over your shoulder, and every time you mentioned a place where their primary business is getting something to eat, I'm reminding myself that we're going to be here well past the lunch hour, and if you read them again later, it's like, all right, why don't you guys deliver something, because I'm getting a little hungry.
Absolutely. So Savatos went 3 up, 3 down in the first. First pitch is in there for a strike on a changeup. We're going to have the cleanup hitter, which is the catcher, the sophomore, Brandon Lunenborg. Second pitch is low for a ball, so 1-1 count to the backstop for the Eagan Wildcats. Savatos curveballs low. So the tough thing, I think, Skip, too, I mean, it's early in the game. You want to be selective. You want to see some pitches. But if you're Eagan, you also saw that Savatos was living all around the plate. Hot shot by Lunenborg. That's going to bounce past the center fielder, Lampa. Throw into second. It's not going to be in time. Stand-up double for the sophomore catcher. And he's got the pop in the Eagan bat. You know, that's one thing we talked about. You know, they lost 10 seniors last year. They lost a lot of their power, a lot of their, doubles, the home run hitters. So, obviously they're trying to find, the right way to play baseball, whether it's small ball, whether it's bunting, stealing. They've always been an aggressive team on the pace pass. But Lunenborg, as you just saw there, is a guy that has gap-to-gap power.
Yeah, and if they can stay back on these off-speed pitches, I think that gives them a real opportunity to hit some balls and drive them into the outfield. I mean, that was a perfect example. I mean, he crushed that thing to right center field, got it over the head of Lampa, and it was a little closer at second than I was hoping, but did a nice job of getting in there, still standing up.
Well, what you kind of noticed, too, is, it seems like the ball's not going to roll. Like, you would assume that it's hard out in the outfield, but once that ball hit the ground, it just kind of stopped, right? So it didn't roll all the way to the plate. A big swing by Havare, but that's going to send the pinch runner, the courtesy runner for the catcher, Eddie Moore, over to third. So Eagan knocking at the door to try to tie this game up here in the bottom of the second. Tony Havare, like as we mentioned, playing first base today. Primarily has been a DH, but playing some first today. This is Tony's first year on varsity. I believe last year he had 1 or 2 at-bats. Big, strong kid. He's got some pop in his bat. Ball hit down the line. Nice play by Jones. Jones throw dug out, but not on first was Broberg. So an infield single RBI for Havari. Excellent job, though, by Jones on that backhand to actually keep it from a double.
Yeah, it was a nice job there. I was just about to say we need to see Havari put the ball in play. Let's get the run home, get the game tied. Not only did he do that, but he beats out the infield hit. Well done.
Yeah, and it was a nice play by Broberg at first. It just the throw took him off the base, and I don't think he wanted to be able to get his body in front of it as opposed to try to stretch and backhand scoop it, right?
Yeah, Kent Herbeck made that look easy, didn't he?
Exactly. The Bloomington native and great. I bet you Kent Herbeck is not going to the Twins 1 o'clock game, and if he is there, he's either in a suite or he's at his bar the whole game today. So stepping in is going to be the third baseman, Theo King. Havari at first, Savato's first throw over. 1-1 is our score here at Wildcat Park. Casey Lux joined by my guy, Skip Newton, on the color. We got the excellent crew here today from Eagan TV. Always thankful for all their hard work and for allowing to provide baseball. And a big shot by King. That's going to be hit out to left, but caught by Kinkle. I think the wind might have held that one up, Skip, a little bit, right?
A little bit, and Kinkle misjudged that one at first. He started running in and quickly realized he needed to start running backwards, which is typically the opposite approach you want to take. You want your outfielders to take that first step back, and it almost cost them.
In my younger broadcasting days, that would have been a classic queso moment of me starting to do the home run call and like the nanu, way back. So I had to kind of sit back and relax for a second and let that one settle in. So we have the DH today. The set is the senior Joe Anderson. Tony Havari at first with the RBI single. Tony's going to steal, and he's going to be coming in standing up. I believe that's Havari's first stolen base on the season. So now he's in scoring position. Joe Anderson at the plate. 1-0 count. Savato's on the mound, throwing to his catcher, Jake Garski. 32 degrees. And we're hoping it keeps going up, and maybe we see some sunlight today. Vari at second. Savato's to Garski. Curveball in there for a strike. 1-1 count, one down. Bottom of the second. And as I was mentioning to Skip before, I believe, and I unfortunately didn't get a chance to talk to Coach Kinnunen, but I believe typically this trip that Grand Rapids comes on, fastball is up and high, throw down to second, it's going to be knocked down by the second baseman Gunderson. I believe typically what happens is Grand Rapids uses this as a two road game exhibitions, type of thing, right? 2 non-conference games. I can't remember who they typically play on Friday, but they usually come down, play somebody Friday, stay overnight, and then come and play Eagan on Saturday. And then that's why they like to play it at noon, so that way they can get back at a decent time tonight, right?
Yeah, it's a good schedule idea there, and it's good for them to get a couple of games in. I mean, this is only their 4th game of this young season,
right,
whereas the Wildcats are playing in game number 6. So
correct,
get them a couple of games in one weekend and get them really, again, used to playing outside and getting them ready for the rest of their regular season.
Yeah, absolutely. As we all are awaiting spring and more warmer weather. 1-1 pitch to the senior DH, Joe Anderson. Changeup outside corner in there for a strike. And that's really has been Savato's out pitch. And actually, that was strike 3 because the scoreboard was a little bit behind there.
Yeah, I thought so. My record was showing otherwise. I should have stuck with what I had. I was like, wait a minute, what's that scoreboard saying up there? So, my bad.
So the sophomore is the left fielder, Brody Illa. Last year was pretty much a pitcher only. They call that PO for the young folks. And now he's playing some outfield as well as called upon to bat or DH at times. Same with Will Mitchell. So lefty-lefty matchup. The big, slow bender in there for a strike. And that's kind of what we were talking about even game 1 too, Skip, was that, that's just kind of what's called to need this year when you lose 10 seniors, right? Last year you had the you had the benefit of, some of these guys are only hitting or pitching. Ball's gonna be hit to the gap by Illa. That's gonna bring Havari easily into score, and Illa gets an RBI on the day. So Eagan strikes twice. Big 2-out hit by Brody Illa on a 1-1 count. third hit of the inning. Nice piece of hitting there by Illa on that lefty-lefty matchup.
Yeah, the Wildcats are doing a really nice job this inning of putting the ball in play. I mean, they're getting some hits, which is obviously the most important thing. But the first inning took a couple of strikeouts, but this time, man, they're putting the ball in play and they're driving it into the outfield, into the gaps.
Yeah, absolutely. And 2 outs there, so obviously Havari's leaving on the swing of the bat, brings in the second run. As Eagan's still looking for their first win of the season, and another base hit to right field by the sophomore Will Mitchell. So back-to-back hits by sophomores here in the bottom of the second, rolls the order back over to the top, and this could be Tate Gage, the center fielder. But yeah, that's what I was saying before real quick, was that, last year they had 10 seniors, right? And a lot of those seniors were your everyday, infielders, outfielders. So they had the benefit of, guys that, are only a starting pitcher or only a reliever. You lose 10 seniors, now those guys have to backfill in, and now you're needing them to obviously fill in not only on the mound, but on top of that, at the plate as well as the field. Savato chucks it over to second to Gunderson. Might have even surprised Gunderson there.
I was going to say the same thing. It looked like Gunderson wasn't quite at the base, and Savato just trusted that he was going to get there because he threw it where he needed to be, not where he was.
Right. Well, that's just it. I don't know if Illa's scoring from second, if that goes out to center field, but if it moves the center fielder, he's running for a while. Fouled off the end of the bat by Gage. Gage, the junior center fielder, has got quick wheels. I believe Skip has got his stolen bases for us for Gage. Yeah, 2 for 3 on the season, right?
Yep.
He's got a couple RBIs, couple runs.
See if
so
he
Illa at
can't
second.
get another RBI here.
Illa at second, Mitchell at first. Back-to-back hits. Eagan opening up the floodgates here a little bit with 4 hits here in the bottom of the second against Savatos, after Savatos made quick work of the Wildcats in the first inning.
Could be that they've already starting to adjust to the slower pitches, the off-speed stuff, and they're waiting on it, like we said, and then they're really starting to put the ball in play nicely.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. I think, and every hitting coach and everybody has a little different hitting philosophy. But I think, for me personally, it would be, okay, I'm gonna sit and look for the changeup, and I'm gonna react to the fastball, and then if the curveball's in there, at worst, if it's a hanger, I'm gonna hit it, but if not, I'm just gonna foul it off, right? And then you're not surprised when he throws that slow change. 1-1 count, 2 down. Illa at second, Mitchell at first. Tate Gage is our hitter. Savato's fastball hit, line drive, shortstop Miller. As you notice my delay there, Skip, I do have this pole in the way that the fans don't know about, so the shortstop is the one that I have to kind of dodge back and forth. But real quick for Eagan, 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors, 2 left on. We'll be back in 60 seconds for the top of the third here at Wildcat Park.
My character, Shazam, knows all about growing up in a family full of teenage superheroes. They're bold.
Where's everyone going?
To fight crime?
Okay.
Adventurous. Shazam! There's never a dull moment. And no matter what happens, they'll always have your back. All they need is a place to grow and be themselves. And the best part is, you don't have to be a superhero to adopt a teen. Learn more about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward.
Alrighty, we're back, and there's a new pitcher on the mound. We got junior Jackson Tasalis. Jackson threw an excellent outing in his first ever varsity outing, which was the game that Skip and I called against the Prior Lake Lakers. So far on the season for Tasalis, this is his second outing. So he went 2 innings that first game, 2 innings, 2 strikeouts. I think he gave up 1 run, but attacked the zone very well. So I think we might be seeing kind of a bullpen game today, Skip, as Madiman went 2, and now he's going to turn it over to Salas. And that's the only change that we have so far. So the book's closed on Madiman. I think he had, 2 innings, 1 earned run?
Actually, with the pass ball and the throwing error, I believe that's an unearned run.
But he reached on a walk, so I think they still give him an earned run on that.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, yeah.
interesting scoring there. And then, yeah, he had 2 walks, the 1 strikeout, no hits.
No hits.
And he threw just 30 pitches in 2 innings. So he's getting through the batters quickly. We'd love to continue to see that.
So we're not even going to play a jinx. We're just going to say there's no hits, and we're just going to dive right into it, right?
Exactly.
Okay. But we will apologize to any Eagan pitcher if all of a sudden they give up a little bleeder because we've been pumping up this 2 no hits. All right, drag bunt's going to be hit down the line to King. King's not going to get it in time, and there's our hit. But, it was going to happen, right?
Yeah.
So Tasalis is welcome with the worst pitch drag bunt. And we have, let's see here. Sorry, I'm like one behind her. So that was the center fielder, Ari Lampa. Now we are going to roll the lineup back over to the leadoff hitter and pitcher today, Nolan Savatos. He walked in the first inning, came around and scored. Another bunt. This is going to be right back to Tasalis. Tasalis is going to throw it in time to Avari for the first out of the inning as Lampa scoots over to second. A little small ball action today.
Exactly. It was a nice job there. I mean, he squared around perfectly, put it exactly where he needed to put it, and there was no hesitation by Tasalis. He immediately knew he was going to first base.
Yep. Probably would have liked to, move him left or right a little bit, right, as opposed to, bunting it right back to him. But at the end of the day, you just get the ball down, you're going to get the runner over. So Lampa at second. The second baseman now is batting is Caleb Gunderson. Gunderson, let's see, did he strike out or did he have that RBI ground out to second?
He struck out looking in the first inning.
Okay, so it was Jones, the next hitter, the number 3 hitter, that the RBI sack, RBI grounder to second. Tasalis here, 1-1 count, 1 down. Junior, as we said before, second appearance of the season. Fastball, slider, and a changeup, I believe, is his repertoire. There's a little off-speed slide piece on the outside corner.
Tasalis also going with the intimidation factor with the covering of pretty much everything except for his eyes. I mean, you can barely even see those right now.
We should have got one of those for today.
I'm sure we would intimidate everybody if we were wearing that.
In the dirt, it's going to scoot past Lenneborg. He's going to have a play at third. It's a high throw to King as Lampa scoots over to third. So now Lampa will be at third with 1 out here. 2-2 count to the second baseman, Gunderson. We'll see what Eagan does. I think they're going to play in. I think runs are kind of a premium today, right? So want to try to cut down that run if it's a slow roller. Tasalis quick in his delivery, ready to go. Ball hit to first. Knocked down by Avari. I don't know if he's going to be able to get it in time. Nice job by Cunningham to come over. Mitchell. Mitchell comes over, though. But the relay was dropped from Avari to Mitchell. Going to bring out Coach Butler for an explanation. I don't know if that's I think what he's probably wondering if that's almost like a transfer.
It was interesting because there was contact between the runner and the fielder there. So are they saying because of that it knocked the ball out? And
Potentially,
that's why he's safe at first base.
I mean, Mitchell wasn't, impeding, and the runner wasn't going out of his way out of the baseline. We're going to see what we call here. Okay, so he's going to be called safe. I don't even know how you scored that. I think that's a 1-4. It would have been a 1-4, or no, excuse me, a 3-4, which is a very rare bingo card play right there. The third hitter today is going to be Klaus Jones, the third baseman. I believe they gave that an error, so yeah. So still 1 hit on the day. 2-2 game as Lampa scooted in on that grounder to first. Tough play there too was for Avari was, that ball wasn't hit that hard. So, you know what I mean? And obviously it pulled him to his, glove hand down the line. So he really had no chance that even if he does field that clean, he'd have to, turn all the way around and try to come home. Lampa was running on the play. So really the only play there was to first. Fouled off as we see Gunderson take off for second. A nice heads-up play, though, by, Mitchell, the second baseman, that he went with the play, was there to back it up. but just couldn't get the out at first.
Yeah, they make the play if there's no contact. I'm
Yeah.
sure that. He would have had him, and he was there before the runner was there.
Right.
So I think it would have been an out had he not dropped it.
Yeah. All right, pitch by DeSalas on the 0-2. Grounder to second to Mitchell. He's going to relay it to Eckerly. Eckerly's going to hold on to it, get the second out of the inning. Nice job by DeSalas and deuce that ground ball to Mitchell. That's going to bring up the first baseman, which is Dom Broberg. 2-2 is our score. Eagan is out hitting the Thunderhawks 4-1, but Eagan does have 2 errors here today. Ball's hit down the line. Kind of no man's land between Havari and the right fielder, Cunningham.
So in the first inning, Kyler Miller grounded out to Eckerly at short to end the inning. So that was the end of the first. So he's 0 for 1 today.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's the speed of the pitches from DeSalas or just the batters wait until the last second, but they seem to be swinging very late on these pitches.
There's a nice strike in there, a little slider. You know, I think one thing I noticed, you know, and it'd be nice if we were a little bit up higher to really see the movement, but it seems like he's got some nice late movement. I think he's got a little movement on his fastball, and then his slider, obviously he's got some late bite to it. So that's probably what's throwing the hitters off. Another slider low for a ball. 1-2 is our count, 2 down, 2-2 game. At first base is Kyler Miller as he grounded out to second for the force out at second. Fastball outside corner, and the big hook by Billy Ryan, our umpire. So for the Thunderhawks, they do get 1 run on 1 hit. There was 1 error and 1 left on. It's a 2-2 game. We'll be back in 60 seconds for the bottom of the third here between Grand Rapids and Eagan.
Do you want to go grab some frozen yogurt tonight?
Maybe another time. Thanks, though.
Hey, Charles, how do you like your burger?
Ooh, well done, I hope. I love this tree. Hey, honey. We thought we'd try something new.
Family art hour.
Come on, sit down.
Okay, guys, what do you think? That is you.
Oh, you got jokes. You're funny.
That is you, and that is your son, and your other son.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
All right, we're back. Savato is on the mound here for the bottom of the third. Curveball that hits the dirt before the plate. And we have up for the Eagan Wildcats as the number 2 hitter in the lineup, the right fielder, senior Matt Cunningham. So Eagan will be going 2-3-4 this inning against the lefty. Looks like the savvy, wily veteran Savatos. And I'd say he's, what do you think, Skip? Probably about 75% between curveballs and changeups and about 25% fastballs here today.
Absolutely. He is not throwing a lot of heat.
Big hook in there for another strike. Yeah, it's slow and then slower and then the slowest when he throws a changeup, right? There's a fastball. Tries to get him to bite. 1-2 is our count. 2-2 is our score. Tied at 2s with a 2-2 count. Savato's changeup is out. So good eye by Cunningham. Cunningham has speed as well, so we'll see if gets on, if the coaches get him in motion. That ball's gonna be popped up foul and gonna make it out to the track. Waiting for the sun to pop out here. Casey Lux with Skip Newton. Brought to you again by Eagan TV, the wonderful folks at Eagan TV. 3-2 pitch by Savatos. Curveball hit down the line, but still gonna be caught by Kinkle. Really didn't have a sound of that bat, right? Just didn't have like that, you know, that solid pop.
No, it almost like his body got a little bit out in front of it, but he held his hands back, so at least he could make contact. But yeah, did not did not get the hip turn and a lot of drive into that swing.
And that's what Savatos is wanting, right? With those big looping curveballs and even that slow changeup. Now, he's just wanting to get kind of those routine pop-ups, which he's gotten here today. So shortstop senior Ryan Eckerly will step in. A little lefty-lefty matchup with Savatos. Big hook that he stays in for. Misses on the inside corner.
Eckerly struck out looking in the first inning. It was a 1-2-3 inning for Savatos.
Yeah. So Savatos' 1-1 count is gone. Curveball, curveball. So we'll see if he comes back with another curveball or some heat. Change up low. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? As a hitter, it's you really have to be disciplined to keep your weight and your body and everything on your back foot, right? Not be getting out on your front foot, getting excited. Hot shot by Eckerly, but another fly ball is going to be caught by Kinkle. So Kinkle's already got 3 balls his way here today out and left.
They're doing a nice job of positioning out there. Eckerly did a nice job of staying, making contact on that because it was definitely the fastball, but didn't quite get enough wood. I'm using air quotes. Enough wood on the hit.
Absolutely. Well, and that's for another topic. I think that high school and college should just go to wood bats. I mean, they never will because there's just too much money, especially in the college game with the bat companies. Hot shot by Lunenburg, but that's going to be a one-hopper to Gunderson, and his relay over to Broberg is going to be in time. So Savatos goes 1-2-3 with quick work. No runs on no hits, no errors, nobody left down. We'll be back in 60 seconds for the top of the 4th inning here at Wildcat Park.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Two is our score. Top of the 4th inning on this beautifully sunny 32-degree day. So we're looking at the South Suburban Conference. I will do our first correction of the day. It was Eastview was the opener that Skip and I called. As you can see, Eagan looking for their first win. We'll dive into that a little bit more later. You flip that around, though. Farmington off to a hot start, right? 5-0 in the conference. Prior Lake 5-1. Shakopee 4-1. Shakopee beat Eagan the other day, a 7-6 game. Unfortunately, a road loss for the Wildcats. Eastview and Burnsville at 3-2 right now. So, Skip, you've seen Eastview now a couple times, right?
Yeah, they're putting together a decent season. I mean, they can definitely hit the ball a little bit. They've got some good pitching, as we talked about in that opener. You look at Eagan, down at the bottom there, but like you mentioned, losing by 1 run to Shakopee. Yeah. They've played some close games. I mean, nothing more than a 3-run game. So
they lost a 9-inning game at Lakeville South, another road game. So, I mean, with Eagan, as I was mentioning, and Skip and I were talking before the game, it's just and then, we'll jump into the Lake Superior Conference real quick. Hermantown on top at 3-0. Duluth Marshall, as well as Cloquet up towards the top. And then Grand Rapids haven't had a conference win yet, but 2-1 overall. So they're looking for their 3rd non-conference win here in this early season.
Yeah, in the 3 games that they've played, they've scored 20 runs. So they've put the ball in play, obviously. We'll see if Eagan can hold them off the scoreboard this inning.
So Tasalis back on the mound. Fastball on the outside corner, low for a strike against the first baseman, Dom Broberg. But real quickly, too, as I was mentioning, Eagan, they're just looking for the hits. They just need the bats to warm up, is really kind of the story. They've gotten good pitching from their starters. Not a whole lot of errors. So, I mean, you can't, blame it on, a bad inning where all of a sudden they give up 6 runs. They just need to get the bats hot. Fastball outside corner in there for another strike. 1-2 is our count here in the top of the 4th inning. But the encouraging sign, right, is that you're getting good pitching early on in the season, right? And there's a big curveball in there for strike 3 by Tasalis, to the dismay of Broberg. Catcher is going to be batting here. The catcher is Jake Garski. hitting in the 6th slot today for the Thunderhawks.
He walked in the 2nd inning, but was stranded on first base.
Okay. As I was mentioning before, though, I mean, the encouraging sign is obviously getting ground ball down third baseline, knocked down nicely by King to keep it only a single. Garski reaches on a single here in the top of the 4th.
Yeah, really an impossible play there, but a nice job by King knocking that down, preventing any sort of opportunity for a 2-base hit there.
Yep.
Kept it in front of him, but no throw.
Yep, exactly. And it wasn't hit the hardest, too. And you know, you can see, too, he was obviously playing quite a bit off the line, right? So it was a slow roller. Fouled off by Sam Dick, the right fielder. But getting back to kind of the pitching for Eagan, I mean, that's obviously the encouraging sign is if you just keep being consistent, you know, and your pitchers are going out there and keeping that game, you know, within 2-3 runs, you have to hope that, you know, the bats open up and heat up, and all of a sudden now you start seeing some wins start kind of tumbling your way, right?
Yeah, they need a couple more innings like they had in the 2nd when they got, 4 hits and a couple runs, one more hit away from a really big inning.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 1-1 pitch to Sam Dick is in there for a strike by Jackson Tasalis, the junior. First year of varsity action for the Wildcats. Across the infield for the Wildcats, we have King at 3rd, Eckerly at short, Will Mitchell, sophomore, at 2nd, and Tony Havari at 1st. 1-2 pitch to Sam Dick. Popped into center, actually. I thought for a split second that Eckerly might be able to get there, but ball didn't hang up long enough for Eckerly to pounce on it. So
nice piece of hitting, lining that one right back up the middle on a 1-2 count. So behind in the count, but was able to stay on top of that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Just nice, under control swing, right? Wasn't swinging out of his shoes, just wanted to make solid contact, try to get the runner over. So Thunderhawks now knocking on the door here as we have Garski at 2nd and Sam Dick at 1st, back-to-back hits. Devin Kinkle's played a nice left field here today. Fastball is going to be popped back. Strike 1. So the one thing we'll say about Tasalis is he's living around the zone and he's throwing strikes early. And that's exactly what you want. That's what the pitching coach Luke Degamont wants, as well as head coach Steve Butler. Just keep attacking the zone. Have your infield and outfield make some plays. Maybe pop a strikeout here and there. 0-1 pitch to Kinkle. Low for strike.
Well, like you mentioned, it's not like the hits that Grand Rapids have got, it's not like they're crushing the ball, right? I mean, they're hitting the ball. They just, that one just happened to be right back up the middle. So keep forcing them to put the ball in play and let your defense play.
Absolutely. So 0-2 pitch here. Lunenburg setting up outside, see if they can get a chase, and they do. Another slider in there for a swinging miss. I think that is Tasalis' 3rd strikeout.
That is correct.
All
He's
right.
had 3 strikeouts. Doing good so far. Did a nice job there. 1-2-3. Really attacked the outer corner of the plate.
2 down now. We got the center fielder, Ari Lampa. He came around and scored the 2nd run of the game for the Thunderhawks, right?
That's correct. He had a leadoff hit and then came around in that 3rd inning.
Okay. Pickoff play in time as they catch Sam Dick sleeping. Nice play by Tasalis Havari. Gets the boys fired up. So for the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks, no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on after that pickoff play. We'll be back in 60 seconds. People are getting fired up here. Bottom of the 4th inning at Wildcat Park.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a 3rd-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
What's time for dinner?
Donating pet food can keep families together. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
All right, Casey Lux here with Skip Newton. As we watch, I'm doing my critique in here. Carson Butler doing a little ball boy action, bat boy action today. Quick on the feet as he runs out a couple foul balls to umpire Billy Ryan. Savato's still on the mound. Started today, also hitting leadoff for the Thunderhawks. Has had 3 solid innings, Skip, and then the 1 inning where Eagan found kind of their groove in their hitting attack.
Yeah, exactly. The second inning was the one where they started to put the ball in play, and they hit a couple of balls hard, driving them into the outfield, into the gaps. Hopefully here in the bottom of the 4th they can do the same and break the tie.
Absolutely. Savato's, as we talked about, has kind of gone 2 different speeds on his curveball. A deadly changeup. The kids call it a change piece, Skip. A deadly change piece, and then really has only, I would be surprised if he's thrown more than 10 fastballs today.
Exactly, and you can see why. I mean, he clearly does not have a ton of gas on the heater, so smart pitching.
No, absolutely.
Go to your strengths and keep the batters, off their rhythm, so to speak.
Well, that's just it. There's a big curveball up high to the first baseman, Tony Havari. I think was that a hit in that 4-hit inning, right, in our second inning?
Yes, that is correct. He had a hit, he had a stolen base, and scored a run and knocked a run in.
Ball down the line, chased by the first baseman, Broberg. Unable to corral it, so 1-1 count here to Havari. No, and that's just the thing. I mean, it's a good reminder to to younger kids. Obviously, you don't want kids throwing curveballs at a young age. I understand that, but you don't have to have an 88-mile-an-hour fastball to be able to get people out in high school.
Exactly.
If you have good placement and you can play the game and play the thinking game, right? Curveball again, or changeup that time. Swung on and missed by Havari, but if you can play the game and just keep it around the plate and keep your hitters off balance, you can do just fine in high school, college, and so forth. Another changeup outside corner, swung on and missed by Havari as Savatos sends down Havari on 4 pitches. I mean, Jamie Moyer made a living of it for 20-some seasons.
Yeah, exactly. And if you do it right, if you throw the pitches well, your arm doesn't get as tired throwing 90 miles an hour.
I will say this time, you have to have a strong elbow to be throwing as many curveballs as Savatos is today, right?
Yeah, my elbows, I'm starting to hurt just watching it, I think.
Right. Change up outside. Take it for a ball by Theo King, junior third baseman. Savatos curveball in there for a strike. 1-1 count, 1 out, bottom of the 4th. 2-2 is our score here at Wildcat Park. We're somewhere around 32 degrees, and the wind is picking up. Curveball again, misses. So 2-1 count. And with that being said, I want to thank once again Eagan TV for their excellent work. We got Tim today, who's our director and producer. Sarah is our audio and replay. Curveball's up high. And then the 3 strongman of Jared, Connor, and Max that are also out here in the elements with us, Skip. They're manning the cameras today. So we tip our caps to Jared, Connor, and Max, but then also want to thank Tim and Sarah for their excellent work in the truck. 3-2 count, full count now to Theo King, the third baseman. Savatos delivery. Change up. Outside corner is a ball. Great bat by Theo King. Runs the count full. And Connor Strop gets to play his walk it out.
First walk of the game here for the Wildcats.
Absolutely. And that just shows you, though, how much Savatos has been living around the plate, right? Let's bring up the designated hitter today, senior Joe Anderson. Joe Anderson primarily plays out in left field as well as can DH. Speedster on the bases. King's got a big lead. King takes off. King will be safe standing up. So 2 for 2 on the day for the Wildcats. And both stolen bases. Nobody needed to get dirty.
Yeah, and that is the downside to throwing off-speed, slower pitches. It takes longer to get there, and I'm sure the Wildcats, every chance they get, they want to take advantage of that.
Absolutely. Joe Anderson at the plate. King getting a big lead, which is going to make Savatos step off, as well as Anderson call time. And that's one way to stay warm, Skip, is to do what King's doing on the bases. I feel like I might stand up and hop around
I was thinking
a little
the same thing. Like, think anyone will notice I'm hopping around back here?
Uh-oh, and they catch King hopping. From Gunderson, the relay to third is Jones. And we have King picked off from second, and unfortunately the collision to Jones. We're gonna see if Jones is okay here. It's a bang play. Unfortunately, I think Jones took the brunt of that collision.
Yeah, and you've got your hands extended to do the tag, but it looks like he's holding onto that right knee. So maybe that just twisted when the contact was made.
Yeah. I think it was just bad timing. It wasn't necessarily a bruising play by King. I think King was trying, in the motion of trying to get down to slide, and as that happened, that's when the relay came. And then just an unfortunate collision with Klaus Jones at third. So we'll see if he can stay in the game or if we're going to have to see a replacement for the Thunderhawks. 2-2 is our score. Nice pickoff play there by Savatos to try to erase Eagan from trying to knock on the door for their third run.
Yeah, we saw that earlier where we felt like the second baseman, Gunderson, wasn't quite on the same page as Savatos. This one, they absolutely were well in line.
100%.
Gunderson was right there to catch that, and there was no chance for King to get back to second. I mean, he made the only decision he could make to try to get to third.
Well, and you wonder, too, is that something that, that the catcher, Garski, that he saw in that first pitch with how much, King was hopping around on second, that maybe he put down kind of that pickoff play, to Gunderson and to Savatos.
Fortunately, it looks like he's going to stay in the game, so that's the most important thing there. Is
he's going to stay in the game, but the one thing that I'm wondering is, I'm not 100% sure, but I think they may have actually tossed King out of the game.
Yeah,
right?
I thought I saw the umpire do the arm up as well. I wasn't sure if he was just saying you're out
collision.
or if he was saying he's been ejected. That would explain, why the manager was out there talking. But yeah, I think you might be right. We'll find out soon enough.
Yeah. And part of the reason was because when I saw him go to the lineup card, then, that meant something. It didn't mean, obviously, Jones is staying in the game. That was Theo King, number 11. So we'll see if there's a new third baseman here in the top of the fifth. So let's get back to the at-bat, though. 2-0 count to the designated hitter, senior Joe Anderson. Savato still on the mound, the starter for the Thunderhawks. I was right back at Queso there. Even bumps me back a little bit. 2-1 count, Savatos, starter today, leadoff hitter. Excellent job of living around the dish all game. Curveball hits the outside corner. 2-2 count. Across the infield for the Thunderhawks goes Jones, Miller, Gunderson, and Broberg at first. Jones took that collision with King, stays in the game. Curveball's up for a ball, 3-2 now, full count. And it's good to see. It looks like Jones is, moving around pretty good. He doesn't look like he's overly stiff over there. So, you never want to see people get hurt, especially in a 32-degree day, right?
No, he doesn't have to ice it, though. He just has to stay outside.
Right, he just has to keep moving. He seems like he's moving all right. So, Savatos gets Anderson for a strikeout. So, for Eagan, no runs on no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Top of the fifth, 2-2 game here at Wildcat Park.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. Of course, it's awkward to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping. Hey, bestie, how's sketches, ready? It's hard to get their attention. Ready? Go. Yes. Look at that. You even turn yours over. So if you want to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, you got to get it trending.
No, you're doing it wrong.
Can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
All right, we're back here, top of the 5th inning. We got some changes here to kind of go through, and I'm trying to grab all the, see who's playing where here, so we'll get those here in a second. Looks like we've moved some people around. We're going to have Eddie Moore is coming into the game. He's going to play right field. So you're going to have Illa in left, Gage in center, and Eddie Moore in right. And then across the infield now, we're going to have Will Mitchell is going to slide over to third for King. And then I'm trying to get a glance at who is playing. Oh, okay, we got Alex Tomey is now at second. All right, so Tasalis back on the mound here for his 3rd inning of relief duty. First pitch strike to the number 9 hitter, Ari Lampa, the center fielder. So we'll give you that update one more time here. We can see a little drag, but they're going to test out Mitchell at third right away, and the speedy Lampa reaches first. I think that's his second drag bunt for a hit today.
I think so, yeah. He got a hit in the 3rd inning. Of course, he was at the plate last inning when the pickoff attempt was successful, so comes back up and gets things started the right way.
Absolutely. So that's going to roll that lineup back over to the pitcher today, leadoff hitter Nolan Savatos. Once again, across the infield, Will Mitchell moved from second to third. Ryan Eckerly still at short. Alex Tomey at second. Bunted foul is Savatos, and Tony Avari still at first. Across the outfield, you have Illa, Gage, and then now the new right fielder is Eddie Moore. So a few changes here. One out of necessity, and the other is maybe getting some at-bats and getting a look for Moore out in right field. So Moore will be hitting in Cunningham's place, whereas Tomey will be hitting in King's place.
Wildcats are anticipating another bunt. They've got Mitchell playing up on the infield grass here at third.
Absolutely. 0-1 count, 2-2 is our score. We're even on hits. And Thunderhawks are clean with no errors, while the Wildcats have 2 errors here today. Top of the 5th, Tasalis, bunt back to Tasalis. Relay in time to Avari, another collision. What is going on today?
Yeah, we've seen more collisions at first base and then at third base than you would expect. None at home plate, which is where usually there are collisions, but it's been a lot of close plays and dangerous plays, right?
Exactly.
And that's how guys get hurt.
I mean, we understand, Skip, that it's football weather. We also understand that they don't have pads on and they're not supposed to be running into each other today.
Exactly.
So Tasalis gets Savatos on the pitcher-pitcher matchup. Savatos does his job, though, and moves Lampa up to second.
The second sacrifice of the day for Savatos.
Yeah, Savatos, yeah. Second baseman is Caleb Gunderson. Sees a ball in the dirt for ball 1. A little action in the Eagan bullpen as well. As I'm wondering if maybe Tasalis' max today is 3 innings. Tomey plays around a little bit at second with Lampa. Curveball scoots past Lundenborg, and that's going to send Lampa over to third and probably also bring that Eagan defense in on the grass to try to cut off that run and keep it a 2-2 game.
Yeah, runs are a bit scarce here today, so I would absolutely expect the infield to play in, try to cut that runner off at home. It'll be interesting to see if Grand Rapids puts on the contact play.
Curveball low and out. Fastball low and out from Tasalis, so 3-0 count. Yeah, and the contact play, just to remind everyone, is basically just telling the runner at third, no matter where it's hit, once you see it's hit, as long as it's not a pop-up, to head on home. Fastball out, so 4-pitch walk to the second baseman, Gunderson, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Klaus Jones, the number 3 hitter.
Jones 0 for 2, a couple of ground outs, one to the second baseman, And then another one to the second baseman with a force out at second. Throw over to Eckerly there for the force back in the third. So 0 for 2 on the day. But he did get an RBI in that first inning.
Sure. So, yeah, now you're probably going to see corners in, first and third in to try to cut off that run. And then you'll probably see Tomei at second as well as Eckerly at short, kind of playing that kind of even with the base, right? If it's a hard shot and you think you can turn a double play, you do it. And if it's a slow roller and it's going to bring you in, then maybe there's a play at the plate. So we have Lampa at third for the Thunderhawks. Gunderson at first. Klaus Jones, the hitter. First pitch swing in, it's foul out to close to the bullpen, down the third baseline. 0-1 is our count here. One down, top of the fifth, 2-2 game here at Wildcat Park. As we wait for a burst of sun and heat at any moment here. To Salas's pitch, pickoff move. Now we're gonna see how long you're gonna stay in the old hot box and see if they can get that runner from third in. I think they're just gonna let him go back to first. So an excellent pickoff move by Tasalas. Unfortunately though, you don't get a free out there.
Exactly, yeah. Well played there by the base runners, knowing that Eagan can't really afford to just get the out and let the run score here in the fifth inning of a tie game.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, and a smart move by Tasalas to throw to second, right, to throw ahead of the runner. But also nice work by Eckerly to keep an eye on Lampa at third. Slider fouled off, 0-2 count. So Tasalas was going to try to get one of those rarity stats of 2 pickoffs and 3 innings of action.
What he needs now is a big strikeout.
Absolutely. Strikeout or infield pop-up. 0-2 count to the number 3 hitter, Klaus Jones, the third baseman. And we're happy to see that it looks like his knee and his body's feeling all right after that collision with King. Another pickoff attempt as Gunderson slides in safely at first.
And they want to keep Gunderson at first base. Let the double play be an option.
Right.
You know, they can see what happens with the batter, but definitely want to keep him at first.
Lunenburg setting up outside. Ball hit down out to left to Illa. We're going to see what this relay looks like. Illa's throw is low, and that's going to bring Lampa with a head-first belly flop into home for the third run of today's ball game. So Thunderhawks take the lead 3-2 on a nice piece of hitting there by Klaus Jones. He does his job, handles a pitch that he's able to pop out to left and bring in Lampa to take a 3-2 lead.
Nice job by Illa there. The throw obviously wasn't on target, not ideal if you're going to get the play at the plate, but he threw it nice and low so that it could be cut off, keeping the runner again at first base. Now there's at least a force out at second if they need it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if he just rushed it or, his hands are cold, right? So we're going to see a shot out to center. Gage has got a quick beat on it, and he comes in, uses his speed, makes the play. So DeSalas does a nice job, settles in. But for the Thunderhawks, they do get that one run on no hits, no errors, and 1 left on. They take a 3-2 lead. We'll be back in 60 seconds for the bottom of the 5th inning here at Eagan Wildcat Park.
You know you don't have to wear your PT gear anymore, right?
It's comfortable.
So how's civilian life treating you?
It's fine.
When I got out, I didn't want to admit that there was anything wrong because I felt like a failure. And then I realized, there's nothing to be ashamed of. So I started talking to someone. Maybe you are fine, but if you're not, it's okay.
Thank you.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
All righty, we're back. Bottom of the 5th. Sophomore left fielder Brody Illa. He's got a little Johnny Cash, right? I like that.
Yeah, old school. Gotta like that.
Absolutely.
He's also 1 for 1 with an RBI today, so let's see if he can keep that streak going.
Absolutely. Had a nice hit out to right center. Savatos, lefty-lefty matchup. The sweeping slow curve in their first strike. 0-1 count here in the bottom of the fifth. Savatos, the starting pitcher here today, tagged for 2 runs on that 4-hit inning in the second. That was really, really the only trouble he's ran into today.
Yeah, he's mowed him down pretty much in the other 3. There's been a base runner here or there, but a good start here to the 5th, striking Illa out on 3 pitches.
Yeah, 3 pitches, 3 curveballs. And Illa stayed back on that pitch too, but it just shows you how much movement Savatos has. So, with Illa retired, that's going to bring up the sophomore Will Mitchell, who started today's game at second, slid over to third after that collision with Klaus Jones and Theo King. Curveball's up for a ball. Mitchell, the number 9 hitter, trying to flip that lineup over for leadoff center fielder Tate Gage. Big swing and miss. It does seem that Eagan's made some good adjustments, though. I mean, obviously some of these guys now have seen him now their second or third time, right, or the second time, and they're sitting back on that curveball. But he just has so much movement on it that people can't square it up yet.
Yeah, exactly. They're having a tough time making really solid contact, and we're starting to see more strikeouts here in the last couple innings.
Right. There's this hot shot up the middle, scooped up though by the shortstop Miller, and his throw to Broberg is in time. Nice piece of hitting there by Mitchell. Hit that thing well up the middle, but I think once it hit the mound, that just slowed it up just enough for Miller to be able to get up the middle and erase it. I thought, off the bat, I thought that was going to be an easy single up to center.
I did too, but Miller got over there in time, and then with a really strong throw over to first base.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So Tate Gage, junior, center fielder, leadoff hitter, steps in here in the bottom of the fifth. 3-2's our score. Grand Rapids leading. And Gage takes a pop down the right field line that Sam Dick's not going to be able to get to. Gage is going to stand up with a double. I believe that is his second double of the season, which I will get confirmation from my color man here in a second. Nice piece of hitting there, though, by Gage on the first pitch.
You are correct. Second double of the season. Man knows his stuff over there.
I'm just a walking Eagan encyclopedia, aren't I?
Yeah, you hand me the stats not because you're trying to help me, because you already know them.
Well,
you got them memorized.
Pat myself in the back a little bit. Sun's coming out, so we're getting excited. Here we go.
Heat wave.
It's going to be out for, everybody get excited, it'll be out for 2 minutes. So 2 outs here. Second, the number 2 hitter now is going to be, Eddie Moore. So Eddie Moore came into the game, replaced Matt Cunningham out in right field, so that's where Eddie's playing. We go lefty-lefty matchup against Savatos.
Big at-bat here for Moore, a chance to tie the game with a base hit to the outfield.
I don't think Eddie's got too many at-bats here this year, right? 4 of them, it looks like.
Oh, yeah, excuse me. Yep, this is his 4th or 5th at-bat total. He's 1 for 4. Looks like he's got 3 runs, though.
Yeah.
So he's got speed. He gets on.
Some of that I think is, like either a courtesy running for Lundenborg or even potentially pinch running. But, yeah, he does have speed. Big lead by Gage on the sweeping curveball that's in there for strike 1 by Savatos. Yeah, big moment for Eddie. Runner in scoring position and your first at-bat of the game. But the good thing for him is at the same time he's been in the outfield for a while, so it's not like he's coming in completely cold off the bench, right? As Savatos keeps an eye on Gage at second. He's already picked off 1 runner at second, and that was Theo King. Led to that collision at third, and then unfortunately also led to King being tossed from the game. 2 down, 0-1 count. Savatos to Eddie Moore. Looks like Eddie's trying to catch him off guard, maybe a little drag bunt down third potentially.
Yeah, he's got speed. He's probably trying to use that by laying that bunt down, but unfortunately finds himself in an 0-2 hole, so he's going to have to swing away.
And the tough thing too, right, is that you're facing a guy that hasn't thrown a lot of fastballs. So I mean, you're going to have to sit and wait for either a changeup or for a curveball that's going to allow the third baseman to get in, and you're probably not going to square up that, that drag bunt, right? Nice piece though by Eddie to foul that off. Once again, thankful for the excellent work by Eagan TV, especially the tough guys today. Jared, Connor, and Max, our camera crew out here in the elements. I know they're enjoying the sun popping out here for a short period of time as we're in the bottom of the 5th inning. This game's been cruising along, though. 0-2 pitch. Curveball misses out to Eddie Moore. Tate Gage. 2-out double down the right field line, sitting on second, trying to come around to tie this game up here for the Eagan Wildcats as they look for their first win on the season. Grand Rapids, though, is 2-1 on the season, and both their wins have been non-conference games. Throw by Garski to Gunderson, not in time to get Gage on that slow changeup.
Already had one runner picked off second. Really don't want to see that happen again.
No.
It's important to when you get runners in scoring position. Let's let the batter have a chance to knock him home.
Exactly. So, Eddie Moore's done a nice job. Down 0-2, fouled off a pitch. Now it's a 2-2 count. Curveball's in there for a strike on the outside corner. Once again, Savatos does his job. Strikes out the last batter of the inning. So for Eagan, they get no runs on one hit, no errors, and one left on. It's a 3-2 game. And we'll be back in 60 seconds for the top of the 6th with the Thunderhawks coming up to the plate.
I'll see y'all.
Got some batteries and 2 flashlights.
What's up, champ?
Flashlights, cool.
I feel like you get taller every time I see you. Congratulations, Brandon.
Okay, we're back. Casey Lux with Skip Newton. We got a new pitcher, and that's going to be Ben Shilgren, sorry. And I'll give you Ben's stats here, too. Ben on the season, this is his second appearance, and actually only went a third of an inning his first appearance. So he's getting dusted off here for the second time this season. It's kind of a bullpen day today for the Wildcats as they went with Maedemann into Salas. Salas went 3, Maedemann went 2. And we'll see if Ben here can close out these final 2 innings, and maybe we get some fireworks in the bottom of the 6th inning for the Wildcats. But they got some work to do here, as we're going to see number 8, the first baseman Dom Broberg, step to the plate, number 5 hitter for the Thunderhawks. Across the infield for the Wildcats, Will Mitchell at third, Ryan Eckerly at short, Alex Tomey at second, Tony Avari at first. Across the outfield, you have Brody Illa, Tate Gage, and Eddie Moore in right. First pitch by Shilgren. Ball is low on the outside corner on a fastball. What has Broberg done today here for the Thundercats?
He is 0 for 2. He grounded out to Eckerly at short in the second inning and struck out looking back in the 4th.
Okay.
Got some final stats here on Salas. 3 innings pitched, 2 runs, both of them earned, 5 hits, 3 strikeouts, no walks on 38 pitches.
Okay. Yeah, attacked the zone, which was good to see. Kept it low for the most part. had that nice pick off at first. 1-1 count. Top of the 6th inning here at Wildcat Park. 3-2 game. Fastball low, scooped up by Lunenborg. And it sounds like we even have some track action going on over
Little
there, too.
EAA track going on behind us. I remember those days many a year ago.
I don't know if I want to run in this weather, Skip. Grounder to Tomei. 2-hopper. Relay in time to Avare. Tomei to Avare for the first out as Shilgren does his job, bringing up the catcher, Jake Garski. If memory serves me correct, I believe Garski came around and scored in the 3rd, was it, Skip? No.
Nope, he's been stranded both times, but he's been on base a couple times with a walk and a hit.
Okay, there we go. First pitch to Garski, fastball hit on, hot shot to left, past the diving Mitchell. So 1 pitch and a hit for Garski as he gets his 2nd hit of today's game. Bringing up the right fielder, Sam Dick. Garski at first now. So Shilgren will be pitching out of the stretch here as the wind unfortunately picks up for Skip and I, and as well as the Eagan and Grand Rapids faithful. Lunenborg setting up on the outside corner here. 1 out. Fastball in there for a strike as he paints the corner.
The yin and the yang of the weather. The sun comes out, the wind picks up. We're not going to have it the best of both worlds, apparently.
No. Oh, 1 count to Sam Dick, the right fielder. Another fastball. Outside corner again on the black. 0-2.
We've seen a lot of small ball so far by Grand Rapids. It'd be interesting that didn't happen here. It was almost expecting the bunt to try and advance the runner.
Right. Well, I think the way that Shilgren's been throwing it, I think you saw another fastball on the outside corner. Nice job by Lunenborg. Scoop that one up. Keep Garski at first. I thought they maybe just throw another fastball outside corner, see if he'd chase or even look at strike 3. 1-2 is our count. 3-2 is our score. Top of the 6th, Grand Rapids, Eagan. A non-conference annual outing. Another nice play by Lunenborg to keep that in front. 2-2 now.
Eagan looking for that hot ground ball at somebody, see if they can't turn 2 and get out of this inning.
Right. On deck is the left fielder, Devin Kinkel. Shingren's pitch. Slow roller. Scooped up by Mitchell. Not in time. A relay to second is in time. So Mitchell cut off Eckerly, and as a third baseman, you try to get and grab anything that's in your reach and your area. Scoops it up, no play at first, and in doing so, Garski kind of rounded second a little bit, and a nice job by Tomei to be there at second to get that out.
Well, with Mitchell coming over, Eckerly was charging the ball. Garski's thinking, I might be able to go to third.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, not only was he not able to do that, but then he didn't get back to second in time.
Exactly. Shilgren comes in with a strike, again to the left fielder, Kinkel. Sam Dick now at first. Yeah, and and what I noticed too right away too is Eckerly all of a sudden goes, "Oh no, I got to go run over to third," because he didn't want to get caught in a race with Garski. But a nice job by Mitchell to a very precise throw, right? Right low to the base to Tomei. Didn't really even have to put down a tag because it was just right there as Garski slid into that tag. 1-1 count, 2 down. Sam Dick scooted over to second on that pass ball. The left fielder is Kinkel. Batting here in the top of the 6th as we're going to get a little conversation. What's Devin done today here for the Thunderhawks?
He's also 0 for 2.
Okay.
He popped up to Eckerly at short and struck out swinging in the 4th. So 0 for 2, looking for his first hit. 2 outs, the guy on second, of course, would be a big one for Grand Rapids if he can get one to the outfield.
Absolutely. Sam Dick at second, 2 down. Ben Shilgren on the mound. Fastball in there for a strike. Swing and miss by Kinkel. 1-2 now. And what Eagan also wants to do is get out of this inning and have Lampa lead off, because Lampa, their center fielder, their number 9 hitter, has been their kind of their rally man all day today.
Yeah, scored runs after both plate appearances.
Absolutely. So yeah, he's got 2 of their 3 runs. Fastball, strike 3 by Shilgan. Excellent job of getting it out of that inning. So for the Thunderhawks, they get no runs. And I believe 1 hit or no hits?
1 hit.
Okay, so no runs on 1 hit. There was no errors, and then there was 1 left on. We'll just keep it here, Skip, as we roll into the bottom of the 6th inning. One thing I do want to mention, and if you pull that up for me, I can read. Want to mention, and we want to make sure to highlight a former Eagan Wildcat, a 2019 graduate. His name is Ty Hawes. And Ty was, like I said, a senior in 2019. That would have been Coach Steve Butler's 2nd year. It would also been my 2nd year of announcing. And Ty threw out the first pitch today, and it was just great to see, because we actually had a true hero among us. Back in July 14 of 2023, Tyler, who's a Fargo police officer, had spent 24 days in the hospital after he and 3 other officers were shot in an ambush-style attack while working the scene of a traffic accident in Fargo. He and his 3 fellow officers are credited with stopping a much larger attack on innocent people. So Officer Hawes had 14 surgeries over those 24 days. So we just want to make sure that we give him his well-due recognition, thank him for his service, thank him, yes, there's Tyler right there, and thank him obviously for his bravery. And we're just glad to see him out here at Eagan and doing well after all those surgeries. So want to make sure that we get that in there, and we thank the camera crew for finding Tyler as well. Great kid, great player, and just a great human and a true hero. So with that being said, maybe that's the rally that the Wildcats need here. So we're going to see the number 2, 3, 4 hitters coming to the plate. Excuse me, the 3, 4, 5 hitters. Senior is Ryan Eckerly. Sees a curveball from Savatos. It's 2-1. Savatos, I think, is running pretty low on pitches, so there's a good chance we might see a complete game from Nolan here today.
Yeah, I have him with 70 pitches coming into this inning.
Fastball, a rare fastball, up for a ball. 3 1s are count. So Eckerly trying to be the rally starter here. Fouled back on that slow-moving curve. 3-2 count to Eckerly, the senior shortstop, facing the wily southpaw in Savatos. Changeup ripped to right. This is going to be over the head of Sam Dick. And Eckerly slides into second. So back-to-back innings of doubles. But the difference this time, right, Skip, is that was a leadoff double, not a 2-out double that Gage had.
Exactly. A huge hit there for Eckerly. Worked the count full and then turned on that inside pitch and got a lot of it. Nicely done. He was going second base the entire way.
Absolutely. And you know what? Just a great piece of hitting, right? Because he saw every pitch from Savatos. Savatos actually threw a rare fastball on a 2-1 count. Savatos comes back with a changeup. And you credit Eckerly to stay back and crank on that thing. You could tell my voice got a little excited because I thought we might have a Wildcat Jack. I thought we were going to get our first live Wildcat home run of the season. So we're going to have to wait another pitch or two, I think. Right?
Is that a call?
Well, not necessarily, but Lunenburg had a double earlier too. And he's ready to pop one off the Green Monster potentially today. So we got Ryan Eckerly at second. 3-2 game. Savatos out of the stretch to the sophomore backstop, Lunenburg. Curveball low. 1-0. No action in the Thunderhawks bullpen yet. A lot of confidence in Savatos, and why wouldn't you, right? He had one inning where the Wildcats put up 4 hits and scored those 2 runs. Otherwise, he's been the stopper all game today. Change-up low for a strike on the outside corner.
Yeah, like you said, all game long he's been around the plate. He's got more strikeouts, very few walks. Just the one bad inning in the second inning where Eagan, got 4 hits and a couple of runs. Other than that, he's been cruising.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The 1-1 pitch, curveball, ripped down the line, base hit. Eckerly gonna be swinging in home to tie it up. 3-3. Lunenburg, RBI, single down the left field line on that curveball from Savatos. And tag team is playing in the background. Skip, it's whoop there this time.
They're back again.
They're back again. Don't worry, folks. We won't start rapping and singing the song, even though that's from our era, Skip.
Somebody wants it. Somebody out there is like, oh, please start doing this.
All right, so that's going to bring Coach Bill Kinnan out to the mound to talk over some strategy with Savatos. I keep waiting to see if they're going to get some action in the bullpen, but not yet. I thought it was interesting. You maybe heard it, from the microphone over by the dugout. Lunenburg, the catcher, is so used to coming out with a courtesy runner. He gets the first after a big RBI, looking around, and Coach Butler says, "We don't have anybody.
That's
We've used
all right.
up all of our bench players."
Yep, got to sometimes do the whole part, right?
Right.
Run the bases, and maybe that'll lead to him able to come around for the go-ahead run,
right?
And then he'll have plenty of time to get ready to catch the last inning.
Yeah, and he can move too. I mean, all right, Bill Kinnan in out there, so we're gonna have a pitching change, and then looks like it's gonna be just a player swap. So the interesting move here is I didn't see, and this is gonna be number 4, so they're going to bring in Cade Miller, the shortstop. I didn't see Miller even warming up on the bullpen last inning, so, I guess, his arm's obviously warm, I get it, but, usually you want to kind of come in and get some pitches off the mound, right? So.
Yeah, especially on a cold day like today. You definitely want to warm up that arm.
So we're going to have a whole lot of movement, so we're going to try to keep on track of it. Looks like Savatos is going to go to center field. Miller is going to be our pitcher, and I'm trying to see if who's going to be playing short. Maybe Lampa. We'll get that all figured out in a second. It's kind of hard to see their numbers. Yeah, actually, I think they're just going to slide Lampa in. I think he might be our shortstop. Bring him in from center. So, the book isn't closed yet on Savatos, as he is still responsible for Lunenburg at first.
So far, 3 runs given up on 5+ innings, 79 pitches, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, and then the 7 hits, 4 of them coming in the second, 2 to the first 2 batters right here.
Absolutely. And an excellent job. Like we said, I mean, really only had the 1 inning where Eagan had 4 hits. And Eagan, it wasn't like there were 4 hits in a row. Obviously, he still scattered those 4 hits. That's where the 2 runs where he did give up 2 doubles, but, one of them being last inning on a, 2-out double to the leadoff hitter Gage. But it was the big at-bat, right, was Eckerly with that leadoff double here in the top of the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, and followed up quickly by the RBI single by Lunenburg.
Yeah, first pitch.
Huge, yeah, right. Got the runner home right away, and now let's see if the rally can continue. And how quickly will they adjust to what I'm assuming is going to be a completely different style of pitching?
Absolutely. And to be honest, I mean, every team's a little different, but I bet you Eagan's sitting there going like, yes, please bring in somebody that throws hard. We want to hit fastballs, right? Ball's hit by Havari, foul down the line. After seeing slow and slower and slower, and obviously Savato's doing an excellent job of keeping, Eagan off their toes and getting them on their front foot. I think a lot of these hitters are going, all right, let's crank it up now. I'm ready to start swinging.
Exactly. Yeah, get back to what they're used to seeing.
Right. Okay, so actually we did get a courtesy runner, and that's Danny Lockemeyer at first. Big swing by Havari, so 0-2 as Miller working quick. And maybe just a reminder. Oh, I don't know if they're calling a... I'm confused. I didn't know if that was a balk call or if he just came... No, okay, no balk call. All right, well, Billy Ryan's having fun. Right? He's smiling. He's having a good time. He's a good. I thought maybe for a second too, maybe he was just going out there telling them like, hey, if you're gonna go to your mouth, I know it's cold. You have to do it off the, off the mound type of thing. But He might just want to walk out there, get his blood flowing. Curveball misses in. 1-2 count, nobody out. Havari at the plate. Lockemeyer courtesy running for the catcher, Lunenborg. 3-3 is our score, even at 5 hits apiece. Heater high, misses. Throw to first, not time. Quick throw by Garski though, to Broberg.
Yeah, snap throw down there. Nice job getting back.
Okay, see, this is where we're getting confused here. Lampa is now at first. He came in from center. Pop, fouled back by Havari. So we just need to figure out if they move Broberg truly over to second, or to short, but we'll get that figured out. I can't see that numbers. I didn't bring my beanie coolers today. 2-2 count. Lockemeyer at first. Running on the pitch, Garski's throw in second. Not in time. Bang, bang play, but not in time. Lockemeyer gets his, I believe, first stolen base on the season.
That is correct. Well played. See, like I said, you've memorized all the stats.
There we go.
And the count, I believe, is full here.
Deep breath. Holy cow, Skip, there is a whole lot of player movement that we didn't see. I think they moved Sam Dick from right to second. That's all right. Well, if needed, we'll just go ball hit to the shortstop, relay to first, right? Havari, nice at bat here, following off a couple pitches. 3-2 count with Lockemeyer in scoring position. 3-3 game. Eagan looking for the first win. That might mean that Gunderson moved over to short. All right, popped up. This could be in the no man's land, and it is going to drop in for a hit. So another hit for the inning for Eagan. Nice piece of running by Lockemeyer as he held up, went about halfway, scoots over to third on the Texas leaguer, so to say, by Havari. And we're gonna get a pinch hitter now, Adam Canty. So Canty is gonna come in and hit for Tomey. More than likely that means that Tomey will re-enter to play second, but we'll wait and see. I think Gunderson now is at short. So I'm gonna attempt to give you, Skip, the cross the infield for the Thunderhawks, right?
I'm going to trust that you're right.
Okay, we still have Klaus Jones at short third, we know that. They slid Gunderson over to short. Sam Dick came in from right field to second, and then Lampa came in from center to first. And basically that just leaves us with who is playing, who is right field.
9-17! 9-17!
Kinkle's still in left, Savato's in center.
Who's on first?
I know. Who's on first is the true way of saying the game. First pitch to the pinch hitter, Aiden Canty. Swings through that fastball. Lockemeyer at third, running for Lunenborg. Lunenborg had the RBI single on the first pitch that ended the day for Savato. Fastball popped out of play. 0-2 now, quickly. Nobody out here in the bottom of the sixth. 3-3 is our score. Havari reached on a base hit, kind of in no man's land between second and right fielder, short right field. Thunderhawks playing in at least the middle. Nice job by Canty to follow that one off, keep the bat alive.
5:52. Come on, Canty. Go, kid.
Kids in the stands enjoying all those foul balls. They're racing after them. Anything they can do to stay warm as well, I'm sure.
Fastball again fouled back. Havari was on the run. Eagan still being aggressive here in the bottom of the sixth.
Come on, Aiden. Deep breath. Put the ball in play.
In relief is Kyler Miller from the starter Nolan Savatos. Savatos then went out to center, and then that's where the whole lot of player changes were made. I believe then potentially Broberg went from first to right, but I can't see that number out there. Throw down to third, not in time to get Lockemeyer, and Avari gets his second stolen base of the day. So Eagan 3 for 3, I believe, on stolen bases today.
Although we had a pickoff, not technically a stolen base,
Correct.
but I think it's technically marked caught stealing.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
In fact, the same player, it was King, stole the
Yes.
base and then was caught stealing.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so you're right, 3 for 4. Nice piece of hitting here by Aiden Canty. Went down early 0-2, has fouled off at least 3 pitches, and now has worked the count to his favor at 2-2. Kovari at second, Lockemeyer at third. Pitch by Miller, curveball. Nice piece of hitting between the legs of Lampa. This could bring in 2. Havari barreling in from second base, he's safe. And we have a quick flip of the score to 5-3.
A great piece of hitting there, just trying to put the ball in play because you never know what's going to happen when you do. Ball stuck down low on the ground, just hugged that ground. The first baseman couldn't get down low enough, turns into a 2-run at bat.
Yeah, I think the official score, which maybe is favored from the Eagan side, is saying that's a hit. He never did touch it, but obviously it went right through the wickets between his legs. I think he was, expecting maybe a hop off of the, the lip of the grass, and then that slow roller took a while for Broberg to get over to it, and by the time he got to it, it didn't matter because Havari was barreling in from second. 5-3 is our score. A great at bat by Canty, gets 2 RBIs in his pinch hit at bat.
And that does officially close the book on Nolan Zavatos. Now 4 runs given up in 5+ innings.
Yep. Designated hitter is the senior Joe Anderson with Canty at first. Curveball, strike 3. Quick work by Miller. 3 straight strikes to strike out Anderson for the first out of the inning. We bring up the sophomore left fielder, Brody Illa. Brody has a hit on the day, right, Skip?
That is correct. He struck out swinging back in the 5th, but had a one RBI hit in that big 2-run second inning.
All right. Canty at first. Miller's pitch to Illa is a ball outside. 5-3 is our score. Bottom of the 6th, 1 out. Big leadoff double by Ryan Eckerly got the party started for the Wildcats. He came around to score on a first pitch swinging by the catcher, the sophomore, Brandon Lunenborg. Fastball's out, 2-0. And then the great at-bat by Canty. I think he saw somewhere in the range of 8 to 9 pitches at bat, and puts it in play. Probably a contact play that Lockemeyer was going to be breaking for home anyways from third. Swung on by Illa. That's going to drop in for his second hit of the day, using all the field. First hit was to right center. Second hit to left center. Another hit added to this inning, which is already our 4th hit of the inning.
Yeah, nice big inning here for the Wildcats. Some good base running as well. They're taking advantage of their opportunities. Second big inning of the game. Hopefully that's enough. Are you expecting that Shilgan will finish off the 7th inning?
I think so. I haven't seen anybody in the bullpen, so I think, and I'm, like I was saying before, first pitch by Miller is out. I mean, I think, and I didn't get this inside info. It's not like I got this information from Coach Butler or even from the pitching staff. I guess I didn't even ask him if it was going to be a bullpen day. So I think that their whole plan was to try to, go through this game with 3 relievers, and it's going to set up that way. Fastball swung on a miss by the sophomore. Started today at second. Moved over to third is Will Mitchell. Canty at second. Illa at first. 1 down, 1-1 count, 5-3. Eagan lead. Looking for the first win of the season in this non-conference annual affair with Grand Rapids Thunderhawks. Another hit. And Canty's gonna scoot around from second. Kind of caught me off guard. I was thinking he was stopping at third. 5th hit of the inning. 4th run of the inning. I feel like this is an episode of Oprah, Skip, because you get a hit, I get a hit, everybody gets a hit, right?
Well, you talked about it at the pitching change when I asked about the adjustment to what we'll call a more traditional style of pitching,
Sure.
because Savato's throwing a lot of off-speed stuff, whereas Miller's come with more heat.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Wildcats have jumped all over that here in the 6th.
Absolutely. Fastball low, gobbled up by Garski. He's got to talk to Miller. So now we have Illa at third. He scampered all the way over to third on that base hit by Mitchell. Mitchell gets an RBI. I believe his first hit of the day.
Second hit of the day.
Okay.
He's 2 for 3 now. He grounded out back in the 5th.
Okay, I don't want to take away anybody's base hits. And looks like the scoreboard is caught up too. There's a big 10 on the board, which is warm to the coaching staff's eyes, as we mentioned that it's been, hits have been tough to come by here early in the season. Mitchell takes off. Gage protects his runner, swings at the pitch. 1-1 count. One down. Mitchell at second. Illa at third. Sophomore's on the base pass. Junior at the plate. Ground ball. Hit to short. Relay in time. Got him. Illa out at home on the nice relay from Gunderson to Garski. Contact play, but infield in. Just great execution by the Thunderhawks.
Exactly, right? Sometimes good defense beats good offense. Nothing wrong with the base running, nothing wrong with that at all. And he just made a nice play. Perfect throw home.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a close play, too. I mean, it wasn't like he was, dead at home either. So Lockemeyer, been a busy inning for him. Courtesy ran for the catcher, came around to score, and then now he's going to get a pinch hit at bat here in the spot of Eddie Moore. So the rarity skip of 2 players where there's been 2 subs for that original player. 2 starters, right? Lockemeyer, the senior, ace of the staff. Hits right, throws left.
They're testing my scorekeeping abilities over here. I'm kind of making it up on the fly.
Kind of have to. Will Mitchell at second, 2 down. Tate Gage at first. Fastball coming right at Skip. 1-1 count. As Eagan looks to tack on a few more runs here, but so far it's been a bountiful inning as they have 4 runs on 5 hits already. Miller in relief of Savatos. Fastball out. Garski's throw, not in time. Gage gets back into first as that throw comes down to Lampa, who came in from center. We won't go over that again.
Yeah, exactly. Garski not afraid to try and pick off runners. He is very active throwing to the bases.
Yeah, absolutely. Strong arm. Here's the pitch by Miller on the 2-1 count. Big swing by Lockemeyer. Tipped back, caught, 2-2.
Looked like he took a little bit of something off that. It was a nice change of pace.
Yep. And Lockemeyer trying to get on to have everybody hit around here as Eckerly's on deck, and he was the one that led off with that double in the top of the 6th off of Savat. 2-2 count, 2 down, 6-3 score. Mitchell at second, Gage at first. Curveball, strike 3. But for Eagan, as we said, they do get 4 runs on 5 hits, no errors, and 2 left on. And we'll just keep it here as we roll into the top of the 7th. We're going to wait and see if Ben Shilgren is going to come back out to finish this game out. It looks like he is. Once again, a sun's coming out, so we feel a little bit better. We want to once again thank the Eagan TV crew. We got Tim, our director and producer, in the truck with Sarah, who's in the truck doing the audio and replay. And then we got our madmen, the tough guys, Jared, Connor, and Max, in the elements, manning the excellent camera work as they're panning around and showing some of the fans. As we have a wonderful attendance here today. Like we said, this is an annual affair of a Saturday game against Grand Rapids Thunderhawks. And it always ends up being the Eagan Booster and Baseball Association Appreciation Day. So you see a lot of youth here, right? I think they were doing some ticket giveaway, or they tend to do some raffles. I know there's some hot dogs and food around the corner. So this would be a wonderful day of all days, Skip, to get their first win of the season, do it in front of a big crowd, and try to get that thing, get the team rolling into the South Suburban Conference next week.
Yeah, it's important to get that first win of the season, right? Get that monkey off your back, as it were, and they've done a nice job of putting together a couple of big innings. I mean, 4 hits and a couple of runs back in the second, and then to come back and take the lead in a bigger league here in the sixth with, I think they had 6 hits, 4 runs. They still even stranded a couple runners. So a huge bottom of the sixth, setting up hopefully what's a quick seventh, and again, that first win of the season.
Are you correcting me? You said 6. I thought I had 5. You might be right.
I've got 6. I know there was the one that went through the legs there. It's tough to say.
Well, they might have changed that because they did end up giving him an error.
There you go.
At least 1 error.
That would make sense. Then it would be 5 hits, and then it would be the error. So that would make more sense.
Potato, right? So Shilgren comes in, heater for strike. And we have at the dish is the number 9 hitter, Ari Lampa, who, as we said before, actually this is going to be a pinch hitter, looks like. Nope, it is Lampa. Okay, so yeah, Ari Lampa, who started the game in center, and he scored 2 runs today. So they want to keep him off the base pass as he's got some speed himself. Quickly 2-1. Leadoff hitter and today's starting pitcher, Nolan Savatos, on deck. Heater in there for a strike. With a 3-run lead here, just want to throw strikes, make them put it in play, right? I mean, obviously you don't want to throw fastballs right down the gut. I get it, but there's no need to be nibbling and pitching around guys here.
Yeah, 100%. And the defense has played well behind them, right?
Absolutely.
Get it out there. It's still cold out.
Right. Popped up. Looks like there's room for Vare. Makes the play. First out of the inning. Looks like we have Adam Canty slid over to second base. So he replaced Tomey and stayed at second. Leadoff hitter is Nolan Savatos. Excellent job on the mound. Really just the one bad inning, which was the second where the Wildcats scored 2 runs on 4 hits. He did give up a leadoff single to Eckerly in the 6th, and then a first pitch swinging RBI by Lunenborg. Interesting. So the oven mitt is not supposed to be in the back pocket during the at-bat. The oven mitt is only to be grabbed once you reach base, Skip.
Ah, all right then.
You realize what I'm talking about when I say the oven mitt.
I do not know.
The sliding glove.
Oh.
Right, so it's more and more common. You see the pros do it like Buxton and so forth, right? So that way you don't jam or break fingers and so on. I call it the oven mitt.
Whatever Buxton can do to not get injured, I'm all for.
Right. So 1-0 count. Shilgren's pitch. Fastball's up to Savatos. 2-0. 1 down here. 6-3 lead for the Wildcats. Looking for their first win of the 2024 season.
I think Buxton needs a body mitt.
Yeah, there you go. Body mitt. Fastball misses high and out. Quickly 3-0.
Savatos officially 0 at bats because he's walked and had 2 sacrifices.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, and he's going to show a little sacrifice bunt. See this strike in there. I'm not going to get into it because it's the 7th inning. That just is a move as a pitcher. You just are like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, right.
You're going to try to throw me off with a fake bunt on 3-0.
Down 3 runs in the last inning.
Heater misses up high, so Savatos once again on base machine. Reaches first, 6-3 score. He got the oven mitt. There we go. We should have got a couple of those today too. Wouldn't be able to do much writing though.
Little space heater under the table would have been nice.
1 out. Savatos at first. Gunderson, who started the day as a second baseman, moved over to short as the shortstop Miller came in relief of Savatos. 1-0. Ben Shilgren into pitch here, trying to close it out. came in a relief to Salas in the top of the 6th. Worked quickly to get Lampa, and then now is throwing 6 out of 7 pitches for a ball. As we mentioned, Shilgan only a third of an inning coming into today's game. So this is his longest outing of the season and only his second appearance as a varsity player. Worked the rust off real well last inning. Heater just misses. Hard to know if the zone's getting a little tight there or not. Thought that one was good.
I thought it was as well.
3-0. Savatos at first. Shilgan's pitch in there for strike. See if he can follow it up with another strike here. Canty at second. Eckerly at short. Mitchell at third. Havari at first. Fastball's up, second walk of the inning. Just like that, now the Thunderhawks knocking at the door here with only one out. Bring up the third hitter in the lineup. Third baseman Klaus Jones, which is also going to bring the pitching coach Luke Degermont out to the mound to talk to his young pitcher.
Yeah, Jones so far 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly, has 1 RBI. That was back in the 5th inning when the small ball was played to perfection by Grand Rapids for their 3rd run. Now a little bit of a control problem here for Shilgan, so see if they can't settle things down. Just throw some strikes. They've got force out at every base.
Yeah. And we're starting to see our first action in the bullpen, which is Kevin Kemp, who's gotten quite a few outings this year. Already has two outings this season. He's done a nice job too. So, you know, kind of like what Skip and I spoke towards that opener against Eastview. On the pitching side of things for Eagan, you know, their depth and their experience is in the starting staff, but all the relievers are all pretty much brand new to varsity. So a lot of these guys are, you know, this is their first, second, third ever varsity appearance. And we're already, you know, 6 games into the season. Fastball misses out. And obviously the Thunderhawks, they might probably are getting, you know, from the coaches saying, hey, for sure take a strike, maybe take 2 strikes.
Yeah, exactly. If the guy is struggling with his control, you don't want to help him out by swinging at pitches out of the zone.
Absolutely. Klaus Jones, third baseman. There's a heater down the middle for a strike. So 1-1 is our count. 1 down. Top of the 7th. 6-3 lead for Eagan over the visiting non-conference opponent of Grand Rapids Thunderhawks. Center fielder Savatos at second. Shortstop Gunderson at first. Fastball misses low. 2-1. Not by much. Getting a little bit closer here. But you can tell the Eagan defense is getting a little restless. They want to get some action here. Somebody wants to take a ground ball or a pop fly. Help their pitcher out. 2-1 count to Gunderson. In there for strike. To Jones. 2-2 count. 1 down. Eagan out hitting Grand Rapids 10-5 and really blew up in basically 2 innings, Skip. It was 4 hits in the second, which brought in 2 runs, and 5 hits in the 6th, which brought in 4 runs. Fastball grounded to second. This could be Canty. Relay in time to Vare for a big and all-important second out. Yes, the Thunderhawks have runners now on second and third, but really, it's just that one thing that could happen that could tie it up, and we won't bring that out.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. We don't need to go there at all. The point is, those 2 runners don't matter.
Exactly.
Get this guy out, and the game is over.
No, and a huge pitch by Shilgren, right? I mean, just that you could just tell something changed because he went 3-0 to, you know, Savatos and Gunderson in a row, right? That at bat, he went 1-0, came back with a strike, went 2-1, came back with another strike, and then got the ground ball.
Yeah, the ball was not hit well enough for a double play, so just take the sure out. Well defended there by the Wildcats.
Absolutely, yep. And Canty just, you know, comes into the game and right away gets the ground ball. So Across the outfield, as the sun does pop up, we have Brody Illa in left, Tate Gage in center, and Eddie Moore in right. And batting now is started the game as a shortstop, came in as the relief pitcher, and that's Kyler Miller as the wind wants to start howling here with 2 outs. First pitch swinging, out of play down the right field line.
Miller 0 for 3, ground out, strikeout, and a fly out.
Okay. Letting everybody know we will be back on Eagan TV coming up next week, Tuesday and Thursday, here at Eagan for 4:30 start times. Pitch by Shilgan. Just misses low at the knees to Kyler Miller. 1-1 count, 2 down, 6-3 score. Savatos at third, Gunderson at second, both reached on a walk. Shilgan looking for his first ever varsity win in his second ever varsity appearance. Slow roller, knocked down by Eckerly, but by doing so, that's going to allow Gunderson to come in to score. So just like that, with 2 outs, now it is a 6-5 game. A nice piece of hitting there by Kyler Miller. Eckerly made a nice play to get over there and take a dive, trying to keep it in and keep that runner at third, and then in doing so, it's hard to tell if that hit the end of his glove or actually hit like his knee. And that shot, I think it hit his knee, the way he's kind of stretching out his knee a little bit. Then that shot out to left field, and that allowed Gunderson to come in. So now we have a little bit of drama here as Dom Broberg comes to the plate. Started the game as the first baseman. Shilgan's pitch, fastball outside low. 6-5's our score.
Yeah, I thought Eckerly did a nice job getting over there.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, he's gonna keep it in the infield and at least only let 1 run score.
Right.
And then, man, that took a really aggressive bounce off of him, which makes me think you're right. It probably bounced off the knee.
I think it had some side spin, so I think when he was diving for it, then I think it spun back and hit him, and that's where obviously it kicked out to left field. So Shilgren quickly works to a 2-0 count. And now it gets a little hairy for Eagan, and I think we're going to see Kevin Kemp come in and try to close this thing out. So Shilgren's still in place for his first ever varsity win as long as Kemp can come in and get the 1-out save. Get excited.
Yeah, and he's coming in with a 2-0 count, so he's down in the count. Runner on first, 2 outs, 1-run game. I mean, this is what it's all made of right here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Big, strong, tall kid.
You got Garski on deck, and he's done nothing but get on base all day with a walk and 2 hits.
Right. And what is it again, Skip? Every save for the Eagan Wildcats, free chicken nuggets at Chick-fil-A?
Is that a thing?
No, it's not a thing, but they're one of the sponsors. So
yeah, why not? Just make it up as we go.
Yeah, the truck got excited when they heard that. Maybe free coleslaw for Raising Cane's. I don't know. We can figure something out. I'll get with my people. I'll get my agents on the phone. We'll get something figured out.
If it were 80 degrees, we'd be talking free blizzards. But,
exactly.
Whatever. We're willing to go with whoever's sponsoring. Figure things out.
I'd like to give our camera crew of Jared, Connor, and Max maybe some free hot roast beef sandwiches or something, right? Get their stomachs warm. So we're here. We're staying here. And it's a 6-5. There we go. There's the guys. Look at these guys, tough in the elements. No complaints. 6-5 score. 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th. Kevin Kemp comes in, trying to get that 1-out save. Kemp on the year. This is his 3rd appearance. 4 1/3 innings. 4 strikeouts. Clean ERA.
Let's keep it that way.
Exactly. Clean ERA. Kemp's first varsity experience this season. Big, tall kid. I'm amazed at the size of the shoes that he has. I think they're like 16s.
Yeah, those are some big, long shoes.
Might still be growing.
We got water skis that are
might
about
come
that
back
length.
and he might be a 6'11" closer next year. Miller at first. Got 2 RBIs on that single. Uh-oh. Lunenberg errant throw that's going to move Miller to 90 feet away from tying this game. First pitch, steal. It started as a 2-0 count, so now it's 3-0. And I think the sophomore catcher just got a little too excited, and that's one you just hold on to and keep him at second.
Yep, yeah, he really let it all go on that one. It just got away from him, obviously. That thing went way out into center field.
Yeah. So, tying run now at third is Miller. Fastball in there for a strike, pass ball, and that's going to bring in the tying run. So just like that, a 6-3 lead for Eagan erased within 2 outs to a 6-6 tie. And that's going to send Broberg down the line for a walk. And now the catcher, Jake Garski, comes to the plate. And unfortunately, you could just kind of feel not even just the team, but the fans too, just the air come out.
Wildcats will just have to recover, assuming they can get out of this inning at least tied, and just forget about the top half and let's go get a run in the bottom half and win the game.
Absolutely. So 2 down, 6-6 is our score. Eagan is still out hitting the Thunderhawks 10-6, but they do have 3 errors on the game on the defensive side, whereas the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks only have 1. Kemp comes in there with a curveball for a strike, gets ahead in the count. Broberg is at first. This inning we've seen Savatos, Gunderson, and Miller all come around to score. Fastball is low, that's to get by Lunenborg. So now Thunderhawks threatening to take the lead. So quite the turnaround here in the 7th inning.
Yeah, for the majority of the game, we saw some really good pitching on both sides. A lot of control, everything around the plate, and that's just really gotten away from the Wildcats here in the top half of the 7th.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Shilgren, he was just couldn't throw strikes early in the at bat, right? And it turned into 3-0 counts, and he walked Savatos and Gunderson, and both those came around to score. Base hit, 2 RBI single for Kyler Miller that brought in Savatos and Gunderson. And then Miller just scanted around the bases, right? Stole second, air throw by the catcher into center field, gets him to third, and then he scores on a little pass ball. Curveball once again gets past the catcher. And now Grand Rapids is inching closer to taking the lead. 1-2 count, 2 outs. The catcher is Jake Garski at the plate. Kevin Kemp on the mound. Eagan trying to hold on to this lead and try to get some fireworks in the bottom of the 7th for a walk-off win here at home. 2-2 pitch in there, strike 3. So Kemp comes in, does his job, gets a strikeout, but in doing so, Grand Rapids scores 3 runs on 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left down. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Bottom of the 7th. We're gonna see if something crazy happens today at Wildcat Park.
Wash, washy, wash, washy, wash, wash your hands. Scrub it while you sing this song. Wash, washy, wash, washy, wash, wash. Rub your hands and fingers and the places in between. Using soap and water makes your hands so clean. Wash your hands. Great job, you're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now dry.
Wash your hands for 20 seconds, just like Elmo.
We're back here, Wildcat Park. Here's the upcoming coverage on Eagan TV, as you can see. We got lacrosse on Monday as Lakeville North. The Panthers travel for a 6:30 start. And then we have baseball action next week. It'll be Casey and Skip again on Tuesday. Burnsville at Eagan, 4:30 start time. And then Skip is busy, so there'll be no Skip. But I'll have Scott with me, so I'll introduce you to a new color man. And that'll be on Thursday Apple Valley, traveling to Eagan for a 4:30 start. So Metallica's playing. Sun's out. Fans are starting to get excited again, Skip. We'll see what we got here, and if Eagan can kind of rally one more time against the reliever here, Kyler Miller.
Oh, and Eckerly started off the 6th with a big double to right field. Let's see if he can get things going here in the 7th.
Absolutely, absolutely. Senior Ryan Eckerly leading us off. We're going to go 3, 4, 5, so the heart of the lineup for the Wildcats. And you know what? I will say this, and I think I can speak for Coach Butler because I know him enough. It was ugly to give up 3 runs in the 7th, but any way you can get your first win, you just get your first win.
Exactly.
Right? There's teachable moments in winning and losing, but you're still 6-6. You're still the home team, and you're just a few hits away from winning the game. Heater high, misses for a strike. 1-0 count, Miller to Eckerly.
1 for 3 on the day. As I said, a double in the last inning came around to score, and that big 4-run 6 for the Wildcats. And a strike there, 1-1 count.
Yeah, 1-1 count. Miller gets a strike on an off speed, so we'll see what he throws here. Heater high for a strike. Eckerly thought it was a little up, as did the Eagan faithful. 1-2 count, nobody out. Bottom of the 7th. Check swing, held back. 2-2. Eckerly has wheels as well. Why don't you fill us in when he does reach first, if he's going to be moving on a skip?
Yeah, he's 1 for 1 in stolen bases. Scored a couple of runs, now 3 today. A couple RBI in the season, batting 200 coming into the day. So that has gone up with the 1 hit, 3 at bats.
Absolutely. 3-2, foul back. Good at bat by Eckerly. I think the scoreboard is, there we go, now we're caught up. 3-2, nobody out. Miller on the mound in relief of Savato. Skarsky doing the catching. The senior Eckerly, shortstop at the plate. Heater, fouled, keeps it alive. That's what you want to see from your senior, right? Big moment, have a good at bat.
Yeah, it was a big rip there in a full count. He was definitely on that. He was expecting the heat, and he got it.
Well, he's seeing that wind going out to right. You know, somebody wants to get a Wildcat jack. Miller just misses on the outside corner, sending Eckerly down the line.
Good eye there by Eckerly. That was a close pitch.
Absolutely. So, sophomore Brandon Lundenborg steps in, sophomore. Why don't you fill us in, because I know he had a big RBI.
Yeah, an RBI and a stolen base in the last inning with a hit. Grounded out back in the 3rd, and then had a double and scored a run back in the 2nd. So a nice day at the plate. And see if we can keep that going now with a run on first, nobody out.
Absolutely.
Oh my God!
Oh no.
Oh no. I have no idea what just happened there, because Eckerly tried to do some type of a timing play and just basically erased his walk by getting picked off at second. These are mistakes you just can't have, Skip. I think you know that.
Yeah, some tough mental breakdowns here in the 7th. They can still recover, but unfortunate to see when you have a 3-run lead.
You know what's going to happen, Skip? He's going to hit a double here, and Eckerly would have came around and scored. That's what we're going to see happen. 1-0. Pitch by Miller. Misses out.
I'll take that, though.
Right. Miller is, been around the zone. He's not missing by much here in this 7th. There's a fastball that's up, though. So quickly 3-0. So in jeopardy of walking back-to-back hitters, but he did erase Eckerly, as Eckerly got caught hopping around and stealing, trying to move too early. 3-0 pitch to Lundenborg, way up. So 4-pitch walk. So now Eagan once again is going to have go-ahead run on first, as Tony Havari steps in, played first base all game today. I believe Tony with a hit or 2. I think for sure 1, maybe 2.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I was busy looking ahead at something else. He has got a couple of hits with a strikeout.
Couple
stolen
RBIs,
base,
right?
Scored a run, 1 RBI.
Okay.
Couple stolen bases. Yeah, look.
Go.
Very active today.
Yeah, Tony 2 for 2 on the day on stolen bases. First 2 stolen bases of the season, I believe. I believe Eagan now has truly used everybody. So Lunenburg's going to have to run for himself at first, which is fine. He's got wheels. Then
I don't know, he said that last inning, and then they found somebody.
Yeah, they found Lockenmeyer, but I think they used him up because then they brought him in to hit. Yeah, see, that's he was gonna go into the dugout. We don't have anybody, Brandon. You have to run here, bud. All right, so Havari steps back in. 1 out, 6-6 game. 3 runs by the Thunderhawks, all with 2 outs in the top of the 7th to tie. Heater almost hits Havari as Miller now is missing the zone here, losing some control.
Well, control problems led to the big inning for Grand Rapids in the top half. Maybe that'll help Eagan here in the bottom half.
Yep, another fastball misses, and I think that could be the day for Miller as Coach Kinnunen is going to come out for his 2nd meeting of the inning, and we're going to see who the baton is passed to.
That'd be something if they replace the pitchers here. That would be 2 pitching replacements in the same inning, both with 2-0 counts.
Right.
That
very rare to
happen.
see.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing too is, I mean, Grand Rapids has a few guys on the bench, but they pretty much are just playing with this starting lineup, because now we're going to see Gunderson. So Gunderson has played second to short to now pitch. And then that's going to send Miller back to short. I hope you're keeping up with us at home or at the truck as well. We're not expecting any graphics in there, Tim, so don't worry. We're all good. But we're going to see Tim's ready. So we got Gunderson on the mound now. So I will say this, Skip. Eagan doesn't have to do any maintenance work on that visiting bullpen because they haven't used it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just say, hey, you're already warm. Go in there and throw strikes, kid. So for on the Thunderhawks side of things, it was Savatos for what?
5 plus. He pitched
plus,
some batters there in the 6th. You've got 1 1/3 for Kyler Miller. 45 pitches, a couple of walks, a couple strikeouts, 3 hits. So far, 2 runs.
Correct.
Maybe a 3rd.
Correct. Yeah. And like you said, this is the 2nd time in this inning that there's been a reliever that's came into the game on a 2-0 count, which is just very rare to see. So, if you caught all that and you've stayed up to date with us, it's a 6-6 game. It's a 2-0 count. It's Havari at the plate, and it's Gunderson on the mound. Fastball, catches the outside corner and low. So Gunderson gets the benefit of a home plate ump's call. 2-1 count. Lunenburg at first, misses out. 3-1 to Havari. 2 stolen bases on the day. Some hits at the plate at RBI. Having a nice day for the first baseman. Gunderson comes to his set. His pitch to Garski. Low. Ball 4. So now Lunenburg is that much closer to winning the game here at second. Havari now to first. And that's going to bring up the sophomore, now second baseman, is Adam Canty. And we do get a little pinch runner, but I don't have him on the sheet. But we do have this trusty book, and I'm going to see if I can find him.
Well, Canty came into the 6th inning.
Correct.
Got a 2-run single, pinch hitting, so big at-bat for Canty.
So whoever's running, this is like a call-up, I think, from the JV.
Or that might have been the one that went through the first baseman's. Like, that might be the error.
Okay, so with all that action of me trying to figure out who the pinch runner is, it doesn't matter because Canty takes the first pitch and gets tagged on the shoulder. So now it's bases loaded. We have the mystery man runner at third base, Skip. We have Havari at second. We have Canty at first. Bases loaded, 1 out. Senior, designated hitter, Joe Anderson. See if he can win this and walk this thing off for the Eagan faithful.
Well, the way the inning's going, he could literally walk this off. We've had 3 walks and a hit by pitch.
Nice work. Good play on words there, Skip. Always paid attention. I like it. What do they say, dynamite dropping? All right, 1 down. Gunderson's pitch. Swung on. Missed by Anderson. Big swing by Anderson. Just need to put it in play, right?
He struggled with play today. He struck out all 3 times.
Right.
So has a chance to be the hero here.
Absolutely. Good thing for Joe is a lot of experience. Played a lot last year. Got a lot of bats this year. Ready for the moment. Fastball missed. Throw to third in time. Huge mistake as the pinch runner is picked at third. Now we have a 1-1 count, 2 down. Still have the go-ahead run at second with Havari. Base hit could bring in Havari. Still could win this game. But now 2 outs, a huge momentum play. And we've just seen too many players get picked off today for Eagan.
Yeah, the base running has definitely failed the Wildcats so far here today.
Big swing by Anderson. Now a 1-2 count. 2 down, 6-6 game. Eagan out hitting Grand Rapids 10-6. Gunderson's pitch to the senior Anderson. Fastball's up, not there. Throw down to first, not in time. Strong throw by Garski. Garski was the one that just picked off that pinch runner at third base that we haven't found the name for yet. 2-2 count, 2 down. Base hit by Anderson. We'll see if Coach Walls is waving home Havari, and we have a play at the plate for the walk-off. Curveball, low, good job by Anderson. An excellent read by Havari. That ball didn't even get past really the batter's box, and Havari took a great jump on that play.
Yeah, the aggressive base running, we've seen the negative of it in this inning, but there's a definite positive side right there. Very heady play.
Right. Well, and you know, that runner that got picked off wasn't going to score on this pass ball. I get it, but now you have the opportunity that 1 pass ball, you can win the game with Havari coming in from third, right? Canty at first, Havari at third, 3-2 pitch by Gunderson, low, ball 4, bases loaded. Going to bring up the sophomore, Brody Illa, who's got 2 hits on the day. So bases full, Havari reached on a walk. Now at third. Canty, first pitch, beating him on the shoulder. Now at second. Anderson was down 1-2 in the at-bat, came all the way back and got a walk at first.
Yeah, great at-bat there by Anderson after striking out the first 3 times, and now Illa, couple hits, couple RBI so far. Big opportunity here.
Yeah, and you have to feel too that Brody, you know, has a lot of confidence, right? You know, he's a couple hits off of a lefty and Savatos. Now he's seeing Gunderson in relief. Fastball outside corner in there for strike. 2 down, 6-6 is our score. Grand Rapids 3 runs with 2 outs in the top of the 7th to tie. Fastball misses, Garski pump fakes the third. 1-1, Illa at the plate. Sophomore left fielder. Trying his best to get Havari in for the walk-off. Fastball misses. 2-1 advantage hitter. The cat and mouse game continues, Skip.
Good eye there at the plate. Let's see what he does here.
2-1 pitch. Low on the inside corner, but a strike. 2-2. Havari at third. Canty at second. Anderson at first. Gunderson's pitch swung on. Fouled off.
Right here, heads up.
Gonna stay out of play. Comes into the fan zone.
Deep breath, 31.
Off to the side. 2-2 count, 2 down. Gunderson in relief of Miller. Miller was the starting shortstop. He moves back to short. Savato started the day, went 5. Eagan has gone with a bullpen day as they went Madaman to Tasalis to Shilgan to now Kemp. What we thought was going to be Shilgren's first win could be Kemp's first win on the season. Curveball. Nice job by Illa to hold back. 3-2 count. Runners will be moving. Grand Rapids play will be first, more than likely. And here's the payoff on 3-2, 2 down. Swung on, base hit. Illa, 3 hits on the day. Go crazy, Wildcats. Get their first win of the season after a wild 7, Skip. We earned that one, didn't we?
What an inning. I mean, that was crazy. A huge game-winning hit by Illa. The fans saw it right away. The crowd, the team, they all go nuts. They earned the win. It's the first one of the season.
Absolutely. So real quick before we cut it out here, give us a quick rundown, Skip. You had some good stats here. Savatos ends up with a no decision, right? He went 5 innings on the mound.
Yep, gave up 4 runs, and then Miller came on giving up just the 2 runs because his runners were eliminated by the base running issues, and then Gunderson takes the L here in the 7th, pitching just 1/3 of an inning and giving up the 1 run.
And then why don't you give us Egan's pitchers real quick, too?
So Madaman went 2 innings, gave up 1 run, not earned, I believe, or maybe earned. Well,
sure. Yeah,
scoring
that's fine.
issue there. DeSalis, couple of runs in 3 innings, very nicely done. Shilgan gave up, looked like 4 runs, I believe.
I think he was
that.
tagged for 4.
Yep, for that
and then
last
Kemp, and then Kemp gets the win, though.
Kemp gets the win.
In a third of an inning.
6 pitches. 6 pitches,
love that.
Gets the win.
And I would say, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, huge day at the plate in a couple innings. I mean, 10 hits, most of those, 9 of those coming in 2 innings to score the 6 runs. And then a lot of walks here, and finally the game-winning hit by Illa.
Yeah, I mean, what I would say, too, is obviously for Eagan, yes, there's some teachable moments. There were some bad mistakes, mainly on the base passes we talked about. But as we can see, the 10 hits is a huge sign. The 7 runs is a big sign. You have some big at-bats late in the game. And you know what? If there was a Raising Cane's player of the game or Chick-fil-A player of the game, whatever it might be, I think Brody Illa is obviously the one, not just because of the game-winning walk-off single, but, 3 big hits, a great day at the plate. And he just had really good at-bats, even against Savatos when it's, a tough lefty-lefty matchup.
Yeah, that was a big at-bat, right? He was down in the count, worked himself back, fouled off a tough pitch, got the win. I mean, I agree. I think, if you have to pick the player of the game, I'm comfortable with Illa as well.
Perfect. Well, we want to thank everyone, and especially want to thank Eagan TV for once again doing an excellent job in providing this coverage. Tim, the director and producer in the truck, with Sarah, also in the truck doing audio and replay. Excellent work. Jared, Connor, Max, warm up, fellas. We appreciate you being out there in the elements, doing all the excellent camera work and catching the shots. We will see you back here, and remember, there's lacrosse 6:30 on Monday. But we will be back. Skip and myself will be back on Tuesday for more Eagan baseball. So for Skip Newton, I'm Casey Lux. Thank you, and have a wonderful Saturday. And don't forget, go Timberwolves.
Go Wolves.